Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Starmaker Bolin show. And Kenny, I do not know what the hell happened. A bunch of guys came, they threw me in the back of a van, threw a sack over my head, kicked me out, and I look around and I see that I'm in the middle of the desert.
I got off a little.
You're right
I
here
got
with
off
me.
a little easy. I got off a little easy because it looks like they roughed you up a little bit.
They did.
I think they knocked you out. I think they knocked you out.
They had to.
I mean, I don't even what the hell. There's camels all over the damn place. There's pop-up videos turning. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I know.
I mean, I asked the man to come on the show. He hadn't been on in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, well, you must follow my conditions, King, or something similar to that. You know, it's not like I can fucking do Ben Hamin, but here we are, and this is I don't know. Is he around? Or did he just hold us hostage?
Well, I've been told
promoting wildlife.
Yeah, I've been told that we are supposed to expect the greatness any moment.
At his back call, I can see
that he would be streaming in. He was ready to tell us what was what. Yeah.
Well, they roughed my dogs up. They're here. They're running around.
At least they threw your dogs. They didn't even throw my dad in the van. They just roughed him up and left him on the side of the road.
Collateral damage, I think.
All right. Oh, there. All right. There he is. There's the man.
Is he here?
Mr. Ben.
That's right, Infidels. Dual streaming live at the Starmaker Bolin show. Hacker Hamin has invaded. Live on Bin Hamin channel. Live on Hamin Media Group. You think you're getting the residuals? No, Infidels. You immigrants have just been shipped off because it's Riyadh season and Hacker Hamin rules all. Rise and praise, prisoners of war. Time to get back to your slavery. YOLO.
No, don't be bowing to him. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get off easy here.
I know they let go early. My Lord, you don't see me bowing over here like crazy. Crying out loud.
Oh yes, that felt good. I needed that.
It's a good view, and it's a little warm over here. So I can tell you, it's a little bit warm.
It's a lot warmer than the Northeast was with 6 feet of snow. I had to escape the Saudi, and who better to bring over to carry my bags all the way through the desert than these two infidels right here who need a little fun in the sun, as we say.
Did he hijack our system? This was members only tonight. What has happened? We made this members only to make his people pay to be here.
He hacked in
for free.
Sent his own signal.
What the hell?
It's one of those like pirate radio things.
I think it is. This was specifically remember because we know he's got millions of followers. And I said, hey, we'll cash in a little bit here tonight.
Millions of followers, thousands of prisoners. I've got them all.
I've never
hundreds of wives.
Oh, did you block all my fans? I mean, I only got 2 or 3, but my God.
No, I've just stolen all their information.
There's not a name I recognize. These are all Arab names. I don't know who they are. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Khalil. Shout out to Ali.
The tent maker. Omar the tent maker. He's pretty famous everywhere he goes.
Omar Akbar. You better ask
Omar Akbar. Well, there you go. Standbar Akbar. You had him. I think they call him out. Well, you're looking good, son. You got the beard all trimmed up, so you cleaned up for the show today. Because I've seen a recent video of you where you're a bit scary looking. You scared me.
Well, somebody's got to be the 51st state ambassador. So once Canada comes under the total control of my good friend Donald J. Trump, I'll be sent back north after having been banned from Canada.
I heard rumors that Saudi Arabia was going to be California West. I'd heard some talk about that.
We already own most of Beverly Hills anyway, so why not just use some directed energy weapons to wipe out the property that you want, and then you go in and buy it at Black Rock bottom price.
You were seen in the area with a torch, and land is going at a pretty good cheap premium in these days.
Torch, I hack Elon Musk satellites and use directed energy weapons. Torches.
It is not like you give a shit about foliage as you can tear from the background, not a tree or a blade of grass to be seen.
Well, I had heard that they actually went to California and turned the valve off so that the fires would continue there. So
yes.
Well, Trump turned the valve back on is what I've heard.
He's done a lot, hasn't he, King B?
Our savior.
He's done a lot, all right. Half of my Mexican family's been deported already.
Well,
And I'm sorry.
And those were the legal ones.
Yeah.
Those were we haven't got the illegals yet. They went into hiding.
They're in the
So-called legals thought they were safe.
Is your sex trafficking Filipino ring still up and running, or do they get to those yet too, or no?
It was. There's Jambi right now. We were trying to traffic her here for a little or nothing, but look at that.
Good luck with that.
Is that not the sexiest woman you've ever seen in your life? That's a good-looking woman right there.
I mean,
so it looks like my Filipinos are allowed to be in. No other members have gotten in here tonight. I mean, only the sex trafficking Filipinos. No, I talked to Matt Gates about that, and he said that was his market. Now I can't get in on it.
Well, I'm sure there's a place, competition breeds greatness. So,
well, I was raised on the Memphis territory, so if anybody ought to be able to get some inside information of what to do properly,
nobody moved 15-year-olds around the state more than the Memphis territory.
That's not supposed to be funny, It's not supposed to be funny.
I only abide by truth and comedy.
We had a young lady in here on the show last night that was kind of back-ass ratting out a Memphis star that I think he was the longest reigning Continental, and we'll just leave it at that.
America's built on whores, King B.
Well, speaking of, I was going to ask you a bit of a favor tonight because we have now, if you can tell by the logo in the upper right-hand side, thanks for letting us at least have that much of my show tonight.
We'll see.
We have as a couple of days ago, we have now become a nonprofit organization. Now, before you say yes or no, how many wives do you have? How many wives?
911.
911.
Very appropriate number.
The number I thought it would be. How many kids you got? 666. How many children?
I'm not sure how many have been lost at this point.
Misplaced.
So, yes. They were in Syria. I had them run Assad out of there, and I'm not sure exactly how many made it. So roughly 666 could be.
Right. Well, let's go with that number. So we got 911 minus. So we're looking in the neighborhood of 15,677.
Yeah.
1577 total. Would it be out of the question now that you got your boy Trump in, now that you got your boy Elon, and did Vivek the Great Not So Swami stay with you? He bailed it, right? He bailed out.
But I've got Patel, Cash Patel.
You got an insider. It's Cash Patel there. He's got a list. He's got a list.
How do you think I'm going to take over the FBI? Didn't you see me get rid of 51 of those traitors from the deep state's protection? Now they're all afraid Iran is going to smoke them. It's not going to be Iran. Infidels.
One for
you
each
think
state.
Iran sends the check?
Yeah, you got rid of one FBI agent for each state, including Canada.
Yes.
Is Canada locked in yet? Is that a done deal? And how's Mexico looking? Maybe that's why Trump didn't build the wall. He knew that eventually they would see eye to eye with us and just join us.
This year it's the Gulf of America. Next year it's the Gulf of America when they rename it for after I take out.
I actually like America better if you don't mind.
I'm going to freeze the cartel's assets, drone strikes, more directed energy weapon
More
strikes.
drone strikes. Have you been? Well, you're one of your homes in the New Jersey area, really?
Yeah, I bought Tony Soprano's house.
You bought it.
Yes,
I heard he gave it to you with a smile and $1.
Well, it wasn't
out of fear.
That's all it was $1.
You didn't say how much you paid for
it. He wasn't using it.
No, not with all of his limbs. So the drones, do you care? Because I understand now that Trump's in office, the drones ain't no big deal. That it was all scientific experiments and space exploration and just.
Well, that's what they tell the morons.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yes, no, there's a nuclear weapon loose in America. They're looking for it. If he's saying the FAA knew about it, then how does he explain the drones over India, the drones over all foreign countries, and Brazil to Colombia to Mexico?
Well, my daughter-in-law's from, and now she's running nervous. She doesn't know if she's safe because
she should be, because aliens have been disclosed that they're here on this planet and have been, and they're only talking about the Nordics and the Greys and not the reptilians. They don't want to talk about the reptilians.
Leave the reptiles alone. Well, that's good.
Or the avians, really, the birds. Everything of the false narrative of Christianity is about to come crumbling down, being held down by the pedophile Catholic Church for thousands of years.
I'm with you on that.
Ancient Sumerian gods will return and enslave you all, and Ben Hamin will run it for them, as I usually run most stops.
Bob, I think he has made it that members can't get in tonight. It was supposed to be members. I haven't seen a member yet.
None of our members are allowed into the show.
Yes.
They might rescue us. So now, Kenny, as you know, there was a terrible tragedy yesterday with
I booked Mr. Hamin of my own accord.
I mean, you don't, Bob, you don't have to be that brutal to AEW Dynamite calling it.
No,
you're very cool, man, Bob.
Collision, which I understood drew an entire 250,000 viewers.
I think the Ben Hamin show that now.
Well, that was the Saturday show, Collision.
Well,
and they were against Saturday.
That's the CM Punk show officially. That was Punk's show. That was made for
Punk's
him.
Show, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Down to 250. But in the tragedy I was speaking of was the attack launched on a Black Hawk helicopter.
Yes.
Rumor has it, and I'm just passing along rumors here, not making any accusations. Rumor has it that the American Airlines regional jet was actually hijacked and remote control flown into the Black Hawk in order to take out some certain American VIPs.
Well, I knew when it happened yesterday that Biden had to be responsible. I knew that yesterday. And sure enough, I saw the press conference today. We had 45 seconds of condolences for those poor families that died on that plane. And then about a 13-minute promo on the Biden administration and DEI that caused this horrible accident.
Well, covering up the fact that Mr. Hamin and his organization took over the airplane and attacked the Black Hawk by flying it in. I mean, they've already done that once with the two towers.
Let's give Mr. Hamin the big screen. Let's move us and our Campbells over here to the left or right. Let's get Mr. Hamin, because I'm anxious to hear. Not you. There we go.
It was a fleeting moment of ego there. Sorry.
A fleeting moment.
Well, I have to go and take care of some of the propaganda wing, as CNN ran the headlines 5 hours before the actual accident happened. So
they did. Abby Phillip was all over it.
It's tough to run a black op with a bunch of woke idiots. I'll tell you that much right now. They can't get the timing down on nearly anything when it comes to trying to fool the public. But thankfully, the public,
man, as you know from the wrestling business, timing's everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Duck one, fly a Black Hawk into a plane. So the fact that they want to try and pin it on me, I'm glad my name wasn't brought up in the press conference yet.
Not yet.
No, I mean,
I haven't seen this show yet, because I'm just thinking about all those drones you own. 3 years ago, Hamin, before drones were even a thing, you were telling me that how drones were basically going to take over this goddamn planet.
Absolutely.
3 years ago, you told me that on this very show, and I was laughing at you. Well, look now.
Yeah, well, you also were anti-Trump, and I told you what was coming. I told you the course correction of everything. I told you about vaccinations and every other thing.
You did this on purpose, because I'm not a fan of orange, and you know that. And here we are.
Or the sun. You don't do well out in the open sun. I've seen you at Six Flags in the summertime. It's not. It's a tough day.
I had them schedule me in the last match, so the brightness of the shine wouldn't be all over my skin.
Yeah, or you just send out a midget to do the hard work anyway. But
leave Toad out of this. Leave Toad, the cage fighter, out of this.
I started small, though. I've been working up to things like this. First, I started with a tugboat and a bridge when I took that over, and destroyed that. That was, you don't rush into these things.
Once again, I had my suspicions. I didn't want to,
Yeah, and it's the same. Once you get used to it.
Unlike Trump, without proof, I didn't want to say anything.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? File another lawsuit and lose? I mean, that's what they do best, So, like I said, all those traitors will be dealt with, and there'll be more shock and awe, and whatever it is against this war, the deep state, and who's really controlling, these non-human entities.
I have no doubt about that. Kenny and his PayPal. Blow me, Curtis. Blow
Kenny
me.
and his PayPal.
Goddamn right. PayPal, partner.
Yeah. Send
food
some money
for Filipinos. God forbid we try to feed anybody on this show.
Yeah,
Let
Triple
me
H
see
for
if
Hall
we
of
have, let,
Fame.
let me see if my people are trying to reach. Surely to God, somebody from the membership is trying to.
There's a
donate.
lot of food with red dye number 5 we could send to the Philippines. That's all been recalled, and
I've got my collection right here.
Like
there it is.
licorice and Mountain Dew for poison. We can send plenty of that.
Well,
right
thank
away.
you. You know I don't do well in the heat. Ben spotted me a Pepsi to try to get through here. I appreciate that.
CM Punk sent it to me.
Yeah, well, he's got that logo and everything.
Yeah, he's a real punk with corporate.
Ben, did you also tell all your asshole fans not to donate because we don't have one penny in here to try to help us feed these people unless you're wanting us to carve these camels up into some type of soup or casserole?
Yeah. I mean, they're all hostages anyway. I've already taken their identities and their bank accounts, so they really don't have any control over their own money to start with. King B.
All right. First of all, I don't mind you being here, but if you're gonna make fat jokes to a fat guy, you're gonna get under my skin and my belly, and I don't like that. So stop that.
Jokes.
Stop that. It's not needed.
I made a fat joke.
No, it's
one of the peanut gallery.
Yeah, the peanut. Yeah, the freeloaders that we tried to get rid of. Well, from Saudi Arabia, one of your favorites, Mango Jennifer. You remember her?
Absolutely. I'll see her over there for big pay-per-view coming up soon. It'll be a good time going back to Saudi. Going back to Saudi, getting a hold of that $680 billion public fund, getting my cut of that. That's what.
Apparently, Curtis Williams is not on the Saudi Arabian payroll, from what I've seen here.
Everybody is. They just don't know it.
They just, it's all I got. It's all you're going to get, I think, is what he should have typed.
That's it.
Oh, Lord. Mango Jennifer is always here when Mr. Hamin is here. She feels, as a matter of fact, I think you cut through some red tape to get her working into the hospital situation over there. She's now a nursing student about to graduate any day now.
Yeah,
we're very proud of her.
Inshallah. Be good, and congratulations, dear. You work hard.
Bob, where are the fucking members? Where are the members? Ben, what did you do? The only
do you need me to take it off of mine?
The only thing over here is your freeloader. No, leave yours on. That's fine. That's fine. Mine sometimes suck at donating too.
Not sometimes.
A lot of the times. I'll have to. I think this is the first joint venture we've ever done that I can think of. I don't have.
I've got a lot of ventures where I sell joints every day, King B. So
yeah.
Well, it's now legal where
Speaking of which.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of which, the front that you're using to launder all your money, they're in
not all of his money.
Well, not all of his money, a tiny bit of it. Was just asking you before the show how that little venture is doing, and
I would say it's the opposite of laundering money when it comes to dealing with taxes on marijuana. We'll see. I've never been happier than when my good friend Donald J said he was going to send 77,000 IRS agents to the border. I couldn't agree with that more.
I heard that today. But it's if her comment went away. Where'd it go? It's her birthday today.
Oh, I'll give you all the spankings later, my dear.
Did they block her? I'm trying to show her.
No, we're one of us needs to stop producing.
Well, I wonder who that is.
Apparently, it's going to be me.
Neither of you are reproducing. That's the main.
That's for a fact. Yeah.
Jesus. I reproduced once and I quit when I made perfection. You know that. You know that for sure. By the way, my son sends his love.
Yeah, big shout out to the Prince.
And I tell you what, man. In all seriousness, I get why I'm not there because I'm mouthy and lazy, and between the two, I don't think me and Triple H would have clicked too well. Plus, he didn't like me anyway. But how the hell they didn't find something for you to do? And unless you were offered something that I didn't know about it, I don't know how that happened.
I mean, I think it was my dedication to the gimmick. Obviously, they were going to put that on, and I had that one strange meeting with Bruce Pritchard and Lagana, and then that got me to Stanford, and I sat down with Gerwitz and Koski, and Gerwitz was in and out fast, like he was taking phone calls and stuff. So, but I thought with Koski, the time there was good, and that we had some rapport, even though you're just kind of sitting with him for half hour or so. But yeah, it didn't work out. And then had I'd say, pretty adequate indie career, and to the point that I get to work with Vince, and then parlayed that into allegedly consulting with the USA Network president for 2 years on Raw during COVID. So it's a strange way that things will work itself out. But I think people ask me that too, of like, why don't your friends do you favors that you do for them? Well, this is the wrestling business. And when you're as convincing a heel, or if you speak your mind and you don't suck ass all the time to fucking get over, and you have good ideas, well, that's possibly the most threatening thing there is. And there's a lot always working against me in the wrestling mafia perspective of, oh, he's a Rip Rogers guy. When the reality is all Rip Rogers guys are probably the best guys you'll ever see on TV ever, and can get over doing nothing, from Santino Marella to Eugene.
Oh yeah. Well, Santino and Eugene were not supposed to get over, but yet they did.
Yeah,
Aaron the Idol Stevens wasn't supposed to get over, but yet
100%,
he did.
100%. That's why I'm saying, from Serena Deeb to the Outrunners now. To the Outrunners. Outrunners.
Which one are the Outrunners? I must be.
They're on AEW, Truth Magnum, and
honestly, I haven't seen a lot of AEW.
You know exactly what it is. It's Shiloh from OVW.
Oh yeah, I remember Shiloh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And now all the guys who are in AEW.
I think I saw him one time and I didn't even realize it was him. Chris had to tell me.
Yeah, all the guys in AEW who thought they were over and then got the rude awakening that they aren't, are jumping on their backs to ride that, because they're the hot throwback, because they get it, because they're Rip Rogers guys. So there's that. And then there's, I came back to the Northeast and worked 2CW, and our whole thing was sticking a fucking finger in the eye of WWE and corporate wrestling. So there's that. And then you link up with Vince Russo, and that's the last thing they want to hear. But the reality is, everything that I just laid out is what they need to hear.
Well, that was the final straw to mine and Cornette's relationship, is when I started working for Vince. And
yeah, well, he's a fool then to throw away that many years of friendship.
45 years we had known.
Yeah, that's a small man, in my opinion, to be honest with you.
Well,
I don't have a lot of respect for that.
Everybody,
I have respect for his character and his wrestling knowledge. And
I put it over all the time on here. Nobody could recite their work better than him. He was a master at polishing his work and recite. I'm not good. Me and you have to ad lib. I don't know what your memory's like, but if you hand me a promo, I'm fucked. I mean,
I'm gonna take the idea and make it my own.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah,
what we want to. Art by committee is fine, but I just say yes and to your idea, and we punch things up. That's one of my biggest talents in wrestling. Come, or else actually embodying somebody else's character and showing them what they can. And it's a shame, because I would have liked to, but now I look back at it, thankfully, that I have Ravens Joint as my retirement, which gives me a WrestleMania payday every weekend pretty much. And, I look back at it and I go, as a man with integrity who's been from a chop wood, carry water, and a base of true performance since my childhood level, would I have sat back and watched some of the things that Vince McMahon did and not stopped a multi-billionaire? I probably would have been gone, because I wouldn't compromise who I am. Yeah. I mean, I play this wrestling mafia game all day at a high level, because I already end arounded them once with the USA execs, and chances are is they go from a 5.9 to a 3.0 this week and back down to a 2.0. I'll do the exact same thing with the Netflix execs, because everybody can be gotten to at any time when I want to.
Now, what do you think about, because they were really shoving that Netflix shit down our ass, and all they were talking about was, we are now going to have tens of millions, not 10, tens of millions of live viewers around the world. Didn't happen in week 1, didn't happen in week 2. Highly doubt it happened in week 3. In my opinion, the show's quality has dropped each week. In my opinion, I mean, that's all I can give you.
Well, of course, they stack the first week, and then you're going to do women's main events and things with no teeth to it by week 3. Like, I
don't even have a problem with women's main events if the story's good.
Well, there's where you're say that last part. Yeah.
Well,
are the stories good? They're not good. They're not. Like, just having a bunch of Atlanta rappers hoping, okay, we've got Atlanta. They have all the puzzle pieces. I'm not going to say they don't. There's
a lot of pieces there,
but they don't ever put them together to get max value. And I know my listeners here in this have heard me say this 1,000 times. But like, when you have all these rappers there who are top guys that in Atlanta. Why aren't you doing anything with Rap Dudes and R-Truth? Why aren't you doing anything with John Cena and that? Or why aren't you making somebody in
a man that was known for rapping
yeah.
is having nothing to do with him?
Yeah, on his retirement tour to give him a shine. You think those rappers wouldn't like to be in a cypher with John Cena? Like, there's no, like, you have them all there just to show them and one guy stand at the table and go yeet. That is not max value.
They brought him out and it was like a 12-minute introduction, and then they didn't really do anything else. It was a 12-minute introduction.
Why isn't their team 2 Chainz and why isn't their team Quavo for the night? And we're going to do that. Or why aren't the girls dancing to open the show to these guys who got platinum hits? Why are they not performing? That's insane to me. Because
sounds like somebody just got a creative job to me.
Not me, because they don't want to hear this after the fact. With hindsight, is nobody pitching that beforehand? And if they're not, you don't have the right people on your staff, because that means to me they have no vision. You're going, holy fuck, we got Quavo, 2 Chainz, Lil Yachty, whoever the fuck else, or Matthew McConaughey. We just have him stand up and look like a cowboy instead of getting max value out of these people. But they pat themselves on the back and off we go, to the next week. And ratings continue to drop. People are taking huge bumps that are taking them out. Like JD McDonough's lucky to be.
Oh my God. And Bob will tell you, I have bitched and Bob's right. It wasn't the normal use of the table that I normally bitch about. That's done 3 to 4 times a show every fucking week. I wrote Triple H directly and said, hey man, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but let creative be creative and quit using the goddamn table every fucking week, multiple times per show.
That's because guys don't know how to work.
I guess that's the only thing I can think.
Imagine working heat on a body part. When have you seen anybody work heat on
a body rare part? It is rare.
Chad Gable maybe sometimes usually, with the ankle lock.
Maybe him.
Maybe.
Dude, there's only a couple guys, a guy like Kaiser or whatever. Even when a brilliant former OVW guy, Drew McIntyre, who I think absolutely is a top star in this business, who gets it fully and is what a wrestler should be, is going 50-50 with Sami Zayn. He takes spine buster, power bomb, kick out, takes another blue thunder bomb, kick out. What beats Sami?
13
move on the boot.
And the number finishes.
Yeah, move on the boot in the corner, roll up, feet on the ropes is a finish. You can get hit with 98 things, but that undefeatable feet on the ropes.
Oh, yes.
Look out. Like,
allow me to address this here for just a second. And okay, now first of all, I mean, I appreciate all Ben's people being here, but we do not sing and dance and perform like little chimpanzees over here just because you say an ass so. This show, whether anybody likes it or not, is for me to raise money to help feed Filipino families. I've been doing it for 14 fucking years. That's why I was so proud that after 7 fucking years, I finally got a tax exemption where we're still waiting on the tax number in all transparency, but the paperwork is in, the fees have been paid. You can click the website probably here in the next day or two. Of course, the day that we get everything finalized is when Trump tries to shut down every government agency going, but that's what the new logo is about. So over here, we'll tell the stories all fucking day long if you make some type of decent little donation to hear the story. But I am going to throw this one here up because I know you're trying to be funny. That's an ugly face, by the way. I know you're trying to be funny, but actually, my picture hangs in the corporate office in Kroger in Cincinnati. Well, number one, I worked there for 5 years. Number two, they love those fucking stories every time we tell the meat scam story. I've got a book I wrote. One of them's over here. I'm not going to bother to reach up and get it. I got a book over here I wrote. The book tells the fucking meat scam story. So it's not like it's a big goddamn secret. Y'all acting like you're exposing the goddamn Rockford Files over here or something every time you want to talk about the meat scam. I wrote a book about the fucking meat scam. Me and Cornette would talk about it on almost every fucking show we did about the meat scam. I have never been banned from any Kroger. Kroger delivered groceries to my goddamn house today. But
what about the John Cena signature scam for bacon at Golden Corral?
Well, that I did. But that's a lot of bacon. Guy's got a price.
I would say there's another book right there. Is what I'm saying. You got another
one person in Louisville has been banned from Kroger. And it wasn't this manager. It was another manager y'all know real well. He got banned from Kroger, him and his lovely wife. He's been banned from a few car lots. He's been banned from a few restaurants, but I ain't been banned from jack shit. So I know you think you're being fucking funny. But if you want me to tell the stories, or Mr. Hamin to tell the stories, Donate a little something. Not one of you cheap little fucks has donated one fucking penny tonight. My people will normally get us between $60 and $150 a night. So if you want the stories, make a fucking donation and we'll tell the goddamn stories. If not, sit there like the fucking trained chimps that you are, watch the fucking show and shut your fucking mouths. And Ben and I will do what we do. Thank you very much. All right. Woo! Well, by the way, being as I did that.
All that desert heat's getting to him. He's getting
getting hot, baby. Play that little clip that we played the other night to advertisement. He might forgot he did this. Let's get that little clip and get ready to roll that.
Here we go.
Previously on the bowling alley.
Where it is. And I did want to get back to that 1 second, King.
Yeah.
Appreciate the manager questions and keeping it light in wrestling.
Right.
But what I don't like and I will not sell for, and what I think Disco Inferno had a great point on keeping it 100, there needs to be a line in the sand. The peanut gallery does not get to dictate the conversation. They do not get to say, oh, you were making money off of Cornette's thing. That's the only reason went in on. Yeah, guess what? We're independent media journalists, broadcasters within 1 degree of separation who have the real information, but you're still going to wait and go to PW Insider, to Mike Johnson and whatever. You just want to come strapped to take shots at King B. You're never going to cancel us. We own our own shit. We're the bosses. So sit where you need to sit. Be a fan. Ask an educated question.
Yeah.
Don't ever think for a minute you can pull a power play on somebody like a Disco, a Russo, a Bolin, a Hamin, because I'm just going to slap your tits and charge you $5 at the end of the day. And you're going to want to step up to get your little shine, but I will tongue lash you and cut you down and show your ignorance to the world if you try and come over on us. So stop that shit trying to intimidate Kenny, telling him what he can and can't talk about, what any podcaster who was having an open conversation about this shit can. Because if you really want to have an opinion, go spend the $110 on Podbean, get off your ass and start your own thing. Otherwise, sit there and be a subscriber and a listener. You do not have the power here, and you never will.
Wow, that guy's handsome.
One of my favorite clips ever. It just came out of the blue. You just stopped me to do that. We recorded it.
I mean, with us, even in the mafia,
hey, one of my members got in.
There you go. Is that in the locker room, you think you're over, you ain't over. You know, you got to know when to stay small, and that people get comfortable in the locker room, and they cut throat cutters look for people who are too comfortable in the locker room just so they know they can get them, right? And if you're not even in the biz, how the fuck do you think you're going to be comfortable in this locker room to come at either of us to dictate those terms? So, like, I don't even remember what the setup was on that, but there's a lot of times that, especially with how easily it is to get to anybody through social media, it's what you're going to sell for or not sell for. And usually I sell for nothing, but that needed to be said at that point because people think they're over. You're not over.
That's been every bit of 3 or 4 years ago, and we've saved it all. And every now and then we play it, and then we were getting ready to promote you coming on, and Bob said this would be a good time to play it. And when I heard it a couple of days ago, I said, man, that's one of my favorite clips we've ever had on this show.
Well, you can use it anytime.
Hithead, if you got blocked, it was for a reason. Bob, would you like to tell most of these? Because Ben's got a lot of the people I've blocked in his room. Explain to them why they got blocked. You know they were donating.
Well, most of them have either expressed racist ideas or just downright hateful ideas. Some of them were
to my guest,
rude to the guests or insulting to the guests. I'm
the one that gets to insult the guest and nobody else.
Punjabi Playboy, ProWrestlingTees.com/Ben Hamin. But if you want the best cannabis in New York State, RavensJoint.com. You can always come to my store in Syracuse/Clay, New York, Route 31. But if you're into cannabis, I've got the best of the best. And you can check out my website. Leave us a 5-star review on Google. That always helps to beat down the Google AI, which I'm embattled with as I release the new Chinese AIs this week.
I was going to say that really drove the stock market way down. The new Chinese AI apparently coming in for like tiny fractions of the price of all these expensive AIs over here doing shit for just a tiny fraction of the price, drove the stock market way down. What's your opinion on that?
Well, it's the same as when I released TikTok onto the world. You know,
That's been a big success for you.
Yeah, so I kind of along those same
Even
lines.
I peek in now and then. I peek in from time
Plus, I'm also a major stockholder in NVIDIA, so I crashed their price to get more.
I have the NVIDIA
cheaper.
Shield right here. We give you money every day.
So I win on, you know, both sides. You know, that's just how we play the game.
And I don't know how you did it. Somehow you infiltrated Costco. You told me, King, go to Costco, go to this pump. And when I go to that pump and I show that little card you gave me, my gas ever since COVID has been $1.24 a gallon. Now, I have complained because when gas prices went down, my $1.24 didn't go down. It's been stable at $1.24.
Yeah.
So I guess it's all leveling out now. But
yeah, that's, I mean, even I have to consult with Ben Solomon and whatnot, and he says no friends and family discount aside from 66% off. So I do as above, so below, you know.
Well, it's been a big help. I mean, it saved me a lot of money over the years, and I appreciate that. So, you know, every little bit helps.
That's the least.
And I remember in the OVW days, you came over to the desk and threatened to cut off my connections at your fuel stations, we'll call them.
Yeah, you were getting a little bit too
security to get it, but you know, it was worth it if I was in there on empty.
You were a little too close to Dean Hill, and I just didn't appreciate that.
Okay, hold on.
I was way too close.
Dickhead, you're not even blocked, asshole. So I don't know who you are. I don't know what your real name is because you're hiding behind a fucking mask.
Well, they're all
a fucking anonymous thing. But you're not even blocked, dickhead. So whoever you really are, have some balls.
See, that's my other
real
thing.
Name on the account, and then show up.
That's my other thing. Is all these people want to talk shit. You know, everybody knows who I am.
Fucking Mark.
Everybody knows who I am. Fucking Mark. And if I got something to say, I put my fucking name behind it. And every one of these chicken shit motherfuckers, not only on this show, but my show.
This is my name, people. It's right there.
Yeah, there it is. If we got something to say, we'll fucking say
I
it.
don't hide behind a fucking
but that's what chicken shits do. That's what chicken shits do. Is hide behind a fake picture and a fake name. And so if you it's like some little motherfucker the other day tried to start some shit with me. I know where his address is. I know where he lives. Well, I'm not going to bother to hop on a plane and go to Sacramento to bitch slap him. But you has the invitation to come.
Did I say your name, Scott? No.
And if a 30-something-year-old man wants to come here and fight a 64-year-old man, I'll open the door and give him every fucking opportunity to do so. But he won't do it because he's a pussy. But at least he used his real name to talk his shit. I'll give him that. But the little fucking pussy will not show up here to my door to talk his shit, where he accused me of running a scam with my charity. And, well, for 14 years, if that's the case, I've been getting by with it, you stupid fucks. So who's the fucking idiot?
Well,
14 years. And every fucking policeman in this goddamn area knows where I live. 4 of them live right by me. I think I'd get caught. You all the ones that look like stupid fucks for saying such stupid shit.
I say if they're that upset about it, I'd start with the Clinton Foundation before I'd go after Kenny Bolins.
I've never donated to the Clinton Foundation.
You probably have. You just didn't know it was coming out of your
Well, I might not just know. Well, and I'll tell you why I didn't, because I'm too busy handling my own shit to be donating to anyone else's. So that might have something to do with it.
If you paid your taxes in the 90s, you definitely donated to
it. I almost got a backhanded compliment there, it looks like. Yeah, we got good numbers in here tonight, but just they're mostly his. So, but no, it's interesting to do the joint venture, though. I like that. I've heard you do it, but I didn't know how. So how do you do it? I've never even tried it.
I'm not sure if StreamYard just updated it. I saw the button that I could add mine, or because
you might have a better version of StreamYard than I got. I've got
with channelattitude.com. I've had to upgrade my Vimeo and StreamYard. So I mean, they tried to charge me more. I just hacked them, you know. But
well, they did that with us too. We only got a 6-month reprieve. They tried to jack us up too.
Yeah,
so with the lead, Bob found a better deal. Yeah.
Yeah, Curtis Williams says Cafe de Rene members are here. Shout out to him. Cafe de Rene, great time on there as always. But he just asked me to come back on with this satanic priest that in March that he's going to have on, and sent me this guy's videos because Renee's about to go on tour, I think, in Europe again, and he's going to do a sit down. So I'm kind of interested in that. And Stooge report is even though we went underground like the A-Team for a lot of years,
Next week, the conspiracy horsemen may ride again if we're all healthy, wealthy, and wise enough. If I don't decide to detonate that loose nuke, that will do something, because just so much has happened to even do a lightning round, from non-human entities to immigration policies to the World Health Organization withdrawal to being able to prosecute big pharma to one thing after another. These are all major shows that could be done, but I know people are like, where are you guys? Like the bat signals in the air. So I'm excited to get back with GGP and Big Sal and Stevie once he's feeling a little better too. So, but really my wrestling career and podcasting career are drastically slowed because
you told me that back when you first opened your store that you were going to be stepping way back on both parts. Are you still doing your regular schedule with Russo?
Yeah, but I don't really have any production duties anymore. I just pay the bills and
do I have heat with Russo? Because I was on the phone with Russo a few weeks ago. He assured me that we were going to do a home and home. He was going to do my show. I was going to do his. And he said he put me over big in his book. He says he loves me every time he talks to me. I love him too. I gave up Jim Cornette. I gave up Jim Cornette because I wasn't going to pick whether I was going to be friends with Vince or Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy was my best friend, and I met Vince, and we really got along good. I drove to Evansville to have dinner with him. And but Al Snow's on every week, and you know how fucking entertaining me and Russo can be. Or me and you, or me and Dutch Mantel, or anybody else. Is there some heat over there I don't know about?
Not that I'm aware of, King B. I just know he does a ton of shows. Like his schedule every day.
Well, then he can put me in fucking one of them then once every 3 months.
Like I said, I don't have any production duties anymore. So
you do now. You're going to say, "Hey man, goddamn King B wants to be on once every 3 months."
Right, I'll let him know.
Kenny rode fucking camels for me for a fucking hour, and at least we can bring him over here once every 3.
Wait till
camels get a little uncomfortable. I like the 2 humpers where I can sit in the middle.
Oh, you always love a 2 humper.
But you have to count for the Section 8.
Yeah, the peanut gallery is full.
Peanut gallery is having a blast. People. Well, most of them haven't been able to get in here for about 3 years, so they're just having a blast tonight.
Yeah.
But have your fun, I guess. Let's see what else. Now, and you're here till 8 o'clock, right? So, what projects have you got coming up? What do we need to be on the lookout for?
For me, man, it's just about Ravens Joint, really. I mean, I love my wrestling career and all my wrestling family, and being able to do cool things like this is nice to be able to reconnect with people who've been a big part of my creative life. And
I appreciate on short notice that you came here tonight, because we didn't give you much notice, and okay. I accidentally wrote your the Ben Hamin production group or whatever. I thought I was writing you. I forgot, and I couldn't find you on Facebook. And I thought
after my last match, an hour afterwards, I crossed the border. And the deep state killed my Facebook.
So there you go. I had a feeling it was something like that, because I'm
actively hunting Mark Zuckerberg, to take him out.
Well, please get your shit in.
You got cheese in the house.
Get your shit in for me while you're at it. No, I didn't think that I'd done anything to offend you, that you blocked me on Facebook, and I kept looking.
Everybody was hitting me up going, well, we got heat, bro. Renee hit me up. Like,
Dupree did too? Dupree doesn't even see my messages. He talks about me on his show all the time. Oh, we love Kenny, man. We're just having fun. I said, it don't sound like it. But he does not see my messages. He doesn't see my messages. I love Renee too, but his trolls love to get in over here as well, and most of them.
Sure, man. We all share between K100, your stuff. It doesn't matter, Bischoff or Nash. Like
I love doing Conan. As a matter of fact, Disco's supposed to be over here in a couple of weeks. We're gonna just go Inferno on, and everybody said, "Yo, Kenny's."
Thank you for the compliment on the short beard. I appreciate looking younger.
I like that, man. That's one of your best looks yet. I like that. It looks good. That's
the wives had done with the extremism, and like I said, once Justin Trudeau's
it's still intimidating. It's still intimidating. It still fits with the gimmick, and I say go with that. And it's got
there is no gimmick. I'm retired, King B.
You're not retired. Come on. How old are you?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back.
Yeah, I mean, technically I'm retired, but I did the appearance in Evansville in last summer.
Well, that's the first one I've done.
2012.
I
didn't work a show, so I guess technically I am retired. I ain't taking no fucking bumps. Let's put it that way. Those days.
Yeah. That's really what you asked I'm up to, is trying to get the second store of Ravens joint open. That's like my 2025 goal, and took us 26 months for the first one.
I'm going to kick out and reset my camera, but keep talking with Bob.
Sure.
But I'm going to answer this question with a frozen camera. Did Kenny ever have a job Cornette didn't get him? The only job Cornette ever got me was ring announcer in backstage production in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I got him his job in Ohio Valley Wrestling. He got into podcasting because of me. He started selling headphones because of me. And
didn't he once get you a blow job and a hand job? No.
I'm trying to think of
not at the same time.
Yeah, not at the same time, and I don't think I had to pay for either one. He owed me some shit. And it was just a trade out.
Now that was a night at Golden Corral.
That was the night at Golden Corral.
Tumbleweed hand job.
All right, I'll be right back in just a minute. Just got to reset the camera. Be right back.
Yeah. So that's probably my biggest goal for 2025. And then, like King B said, taking no bumps. I've really been feeling it the last 2 years from all the road miles and all the bumps. So I really just want to focus on using Stevie Richards' resistance band program, Stevie Richards Fitness, and his yoga and other yoga programs, and working on my spinal health, because I just don't want to be one of those guys in another 10 years that, just is in a terrible, terrible way. So I'm thinking about getting stem cells, maybe in the fall or so. But before I do that, I want to be in the best spot I can be before I have to go do that. I just was thinking back to The Wrestler, and I don't know if you remember this scene, Bob.
I do. I remember the movie.
Yeah, my man GGP's in these openers, and just there's one scene where you go to this signing in this small, and it's like a bunch of old burnt out workers in wheelchairs, and the one guy's pissing in a bag. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to demean anybody and how they make their money, but that movie shook me up. I didn't wrestle 2010 to 2011 before I went to 2CW because of that movie, really, of like, is that really what I want? Because in that opening scene, when the show's over and you see them in this small auditorium, and dude, there's like, if you look in the background, like where he's taking his boots off upstairs in the locker room, it's like a nursery school, I'm not sure if you would know what this is, but Kenny and I did a lot of shows at this place called the London Optimist Club.
This is a much better location. It's a good
yeah. Well, I had to take you out there, put you in Jamaica quick. And at the Optimist Club, and dude, where we would change there in this upper level and look down at the ring was identical to that. So there's a lot of things in that movie that were done so right that for the crowd for the fans might just seem, okay, this is setting up what indie wrestling is. But what that scene really is the come down of the buzz of professional wrestling when there are no fans there, when there's popcorn and sodas and pizza crust all over the ground, you're sweaty, you're beat, and your adrenaline addiction comes down, and you're sitting there in some fucking church with Bunny Foo and all these little kids books, and you're going, man, is this what it's supposed to really be like? Just to chase that high, that natural high of performance and controlling a crowd. That movie really fucked me up for a while, and really it makes me want to take my spinal health seriously. And when I see things like what happened on Raw, it terrifies me that there's agents and workers not being reprimanded to not take any of those types of risks. Instead of doing character, working heat on a body part, and stay the fuck inside the ring. But it's so compartmentalized over there. Nobody's making those calls, bro.
Or not taking care of the person you're working with.
They go, Andy finished the match with 2 broken ribs and a punctured lung. I go, does anybody know that? I go, does anybody know this is supposed to be a work? Did anybody tell anybody that? Like, might as well go out there and shoot fight.
I would have bit my own tongue to bleed out on the floor, not to get back in the ring with 2 broken ribs and a punctured lung.
They got to keep going. Instead, his buddy should have checked on him, looked at him cross-eyed, and go, dude, stay down. We got this, and call the match
exactly.
in the fucking ring. And then the other guy is a guy I got a lot of respect for, no matter whatever they change their name to on the Viking Raiders. But Warbeard Hansen is a phenomenal worker. but the guy had double spine fusion in his neck. He's 320 pounds. They got him doing a springboard clothesline off the fucking ropes.
Ben, I have weighed.
That's not what a big man does, bro.
Ben, I have weighed 320. I've weighed 420, 520, and 589. That don't look like 320 to me.
I was being kind.
You were very nice. You were very nice.
Yeah, if you were 589, I would have called you 322. Okay?
You're a sweetheart.
ZMZO says,
and I fooled a lot of people. The reason this is up here.
Yeah.
Last time Rene Dupree was on, well, no, it wasn't. It was on. I was on his show. I don't remember the last time he's been on mine, but the last time I was on his show, there was also this complaint. Let me explain something to you. When I'm a guest on someone else's show, they're paying me to come over there and to be the fucking show. I do the goddamn talking. When Ben's on this show, he's my guest. So yeah, I'll get my shit in, but I'm doing a little less talking tonight because Ben is the feature act of the show. So Ben gets the talking in. That's how it works when you're a paid guest to go on someone else's show.
The star maker knows how to make stars. That's what he does.
When I did it once or twice or three times, that was accident. But when you put 54 men in the WWE, you got somewhat of a basic fucking idea what you're doing. How many people did Sin put into the WWE? Batista, she can have that one. I like his political views, but you don't.
Well, I mean, you know, I love you guys, and we're in this mafia together. But how workers can get worked by religion or bullshit politics is beyond me. Like, I just don't understand how you, Cornette, or him, or Sami Zayn, or anybody can wear their heart on their sleeves and believe in these fucking people who are working. We are supreme workers, but you guys are getting worked. I just don't understand.
I can't believe how stupid some of these people are, and that you still let them on your show. Renee was trying to get me back on his show. I quit doing Renee's show because Renee would not get rid of dumb fucks like you. That's why I don't do Renee's show no more. I don't let people disrespect. None of you are going to come in here. None of my people are going to come in here and disrespect Ben Hamin, Rene Dupree, Dutch Mantel. Ken Anderson's coming on next week.
Yeah, I just saw Ken on Renee's show. That was cool to see him. I think.
Yeah, I saw that. I think they brought me up on that show too.
Dinsmore's stuff is great with Von Lilas. I love his show too, man. I think you're getting just such a true, pure. And Stevie Richards stuff looks better than everybody's, and from his studio, Stevie's stuff is my absolute favorite, to be honest with you.
I'd love to do a show with. I've never done one with Stevie.
He's having some spinal issues right now, but I'll bring it up on Tuesday too.
Oh, so. I'd love to come on with it because you and him still together, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. We
oh man, I'd love to come. I've never done one with Stevie, and I've met him at a few Raw shows, and he's always been a class act.
Dude, he's one of the best people in the wrestling business. Absolutely.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And somebody was asking earlier what my top selling strains are, man. I've got so many, but I try and get those old school strains right now. I like people are looking for Acapulco Gold, Maui Wowie, Northern Lights, things like that. I try and find, but a company called Dank and House of Sachi and Nanticoke all sell really well with different strains from Memory Loss to Super Boof, a lot of like new strains. My favorite strain of the year probably was an indica called Purple Panty Dropper. So really, really great stuff there. But you know, it just depends what you're looking for. I've got everything from infused honey and you know, drink mixes and all kinds of drinks that are like from Honey Crisp ciders to seltzers that are cannabis infused. So people are leaving alcohol and people are leaving excuse me, cough button. People are leaving narcotics for sleeping aids that don't work for them, and they come in and they take some Dreamberry gummies or off hours gummies, and they sleep better than they have in 10 years. They come back and buy 6 or 7 units. So it really is about tearing down 80 years of propaganda against cannabis, because once you use THC or CBD, CBN products, you know the truth. And that's why I'm so against Big Pharma. I'm so against all the push of what they've done to ruin humanity and get kids hooked on all types of fucking antidepressants at a young age. And just to run that shit, I really love seeing the naturalness of cannabis take over. So I have every strain that you could possibly want, and if not, I can probably get it within 6 weeks of somebody growing it. So
Ben, why do you let your people call you a no one? Because they just said no one wants to do Bolin's podcast because he begs for money. I can tell you a no one. So I would block them, but I don't have the ability to do that.
I would say.
I'd love to get a promo cut on
So
me like
you're
that.
not, you're not allowed to ship out of state, are you?
No, I'm not. You got to come to New York.
Bob,
maybe,
are you something I don't know about?
No, I was just trying to build the business up.
Getting to boost the business up a little bit, huh? Yeah. Well, I'd say probably half the states it's legal, and probably half of it's not.
Well, in Kentucky, it's strange because I heard they decriminalized it so you can grow it at home, but they're not going to do any sales of it recreationally. There might be med, but you know why that is, and nobody's saying it out loud because who runs Kentucky? What vice runs Kentucky, King B?
Run it by me again.
What vice runs Kentucky? What adult beverage
Alcohol.
runs Kentucky?
Yeah, it's the
bourbon.
What
Bourbon, bro.
Bourbon. Right.
That's why there's no recreational cannabis.
Okay. Well,
the big lobbyists that go to Frankfurt and pay off whoever they got to pay off on that trail. But hey, I love that Kentucky is a commonwealth. That's kind of the most punk state of anti-establishment. And I let people know that Kentucky is that. And that does give them some special rules. And that Kentucky bluegrass, I was smoking that shit coming out of the mountains from, the backwoods hillbillies. So they've been doing it.
See,
and really, there's such an
smoked.
opium problem, their opiate problem in the South, all over the country, Kentucky especially. Let weed take over and get rid of that fentanyl, that heroin.
I have never smoked anything in my life, and I've never given a shit if people blow dope or not. It's not for me, but I don't care. I mean, and when I had one of my former podcast buddies that lives in Cleveland bitching about when they legalized marijuana in Cleveland, it killed his business. I said, well, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Legalize it all. Legalize it all. I mean,
it goes to the point of
if you're taking drugs that kill you, that's on fucking you.
But who's gonna you say legalize it all? What's that look like? Are you gonna be able to go into a shop like mine and buy heroin and cocaine?
I don't care if you do. In DC they're doing mushrooms right now, and people are asking in the chat what are my thoughts on it. I don't think mushrooms is a thing you can do on a consistent daily level like cannabis. Maybe microdosing has big benefits in PTSD relief, especially with soldiers coming back from war and things along those lines. So if you're microdosing daily, maybe there is some benefits to that. To me, to do mushrooms is maybe like a once every 6 month thing if I was stressed out, because it's like any other drug. You have to take it appropriately or it's going to fuck with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I got shit right here. If I take too much of it, I guess it could kill me.
Oh, yeah. With anything in moderation. But mushrooms, like the trip is cool, but really that's not what mushrooms is about. Like, yeah, you might get crazy visuals and you might.
I've heard the crazy things, don't know anything about it.
But it's when you come down from mushrooms and it's the 2 weeks afterwards, you're a better person. You're a more welcoming individual of positive energy. You're not letting the negative stuff of your life affect you, and you're not walking around all doped up and shit. But you feel like a big burden has been lifted off of you. So I think mushrooms have a lot of possibly big benefits, especially for someone dealing with a loss, let's say, and you don't know how to deal with that type of depression or some, angst. It can definitely help in that respect. But nobody wants to have a open and honest conversation about that kind of shit the same way they don't want to about WWE creative.
In all seriousness, man, are you going to let these people come in here and talk to my co-host that way? You see what Pithead did.
That's been throughout the whole. I don't know who he is in real life, but he obviously is in love with me and wants to make.
Well, and apparently everybody I block's in love with me because they're all here because they can't get in here any other way.
Dude, the way I look at it, trolls or whatever, like if you. Yeah. That's what you dedicated your day to. You kind of fucked up your whole day. That's who they are. I don't have to be that dude. I talk some real and hard shit, but it's because I know I did the fucking research. You're just throwing shit out there to try and get a reaction. I'm not going to sell for that, dude.
Yeah, some of them have dedicated their life, their 7 years after I got rid of them. And I just, one of the dumb fucks in here used to donate anywhere from $100 to $300 a month. But he come in here saying racist shit, being disrespectful to my guest, and I don't give a fuck what you donate. If you disrespect my guest or me or my, well, I don't give a fuck about me. If you disrespect my co-host,
I've been called every fucking thing there is.
Well, it's like you and I have said. What the fuck are you going to say to us that we haven't heard that these fucking marks think they can say it better? They can't. But if you disrespect my guest or my co-host, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you say to me.
But my whole gimmick, bro, for 20 years has been 18, 19 years was for people to unload their PTSD and covert racism. So you think you got darts to spit? Like, spit them, dog. If that's what you need to, I can take them. I can take them all, and it won't hurt me a bit. So, but I suggest you read some Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus Stoicism and try and be a better man. Go outside, chop wood, carry water, and maybe not be a fucking curmudgeon bitch your whole life.
It's like one of them sitting here, Kenny, why do you block all the potheads? Well, there's a reason for it. And no disrespect for those of you that can fucking smoke pot. Who smokes more pot than our other co-host? Fucking he's not on here.
He smokes so much dope. You got memory loss.
Well, Coltrane never disrespects anybody. Coltrane doesn't disrespect the people in the chat room.
Because weed brings people together, dog. Like weed
you would think it would.
All boundaries, all religions, all music.
You would think
it does. You can have. I see it every day.
Most of the people I got rid of hang out at another show that blows a lot of dope, and they come in here and say racist, homophobic, hateful shit to my guest, to my co-host. And I say, I don't give a fuck what you donate. I don't need that shit.
They're not good potheads, in my opinion.
They're not good potheads. I agree. I know good potheads. My daughter-in-law,
Buddha blessed it, Jah blessed it to bring us all together. It's Bob
Marley. My daughter-in-law blows as much weed as anybody. She's not hateful and disrespectful to fucking people. But Coltrane's not. You're not, unless it's part of the fucking deal.
Yeah.
So
if you need me to disrespect you, give me $5
my
grandpa. The shit out of you.
My grandpa was the sweetest fucking alcoholic there ever was. He'd give his goddamn paycheck away.
There you go.
But my stepdad, Johnny Rosin, was one of the meanest fucking drunks you'd ever want to meet. So it affects different people different ways.
Alcohol's definitely an amplifier of our either best and worst qualities at the same time.
Oh, Maya gets drunk. Maya can get drunk on a beer, and oh my god, it's just you're irritated to be around her because she acts so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But there's other people that makes them mean and angry, want to fucking fight everybody, and so it just. But so I'm high on life, whatever life does for me. And but if the other gets you through your day, I don't give a shit as long as you ain't mean and hateful to me.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you, for pain management of my shoulders,
and I get that a lot too. I don't know how that would work, but I hear it helps a lot of people.
There's strains called people call them flavors, but there's strains of the plant, right? And two that are really helping people in a very big way with pain management and PTSD and just getting a nice buzz are blueberry and wedding cake strains. The blueberry has the same, it smells like blueberries because it has the same terpenes that a blueberry plant would. And when you smoke it, you can taste a little bit of it, but usually 2 or 3 hits and my shoulder that I can feel my pulse in like vibrating, it just like slowly starts to relax. My lower back starts to release from, like, it feels like a stiff piece of plastic sometimes. And that blueberry strain is almost magical in its pain relief abilities for me.
Well, what you say there is why all these trolls are here tonight. I got rid of them years ago, and they're not permitted here, but now they found an avenue in, and they can't get enough of me. And you're right. I hate to love the guy, but Bolin is over, and he has an effect on people. I don't know why. I haven't figured. I just try to be me.
You're a captivating, charismatic guy who cares about the same business we all love. Whether you do a little more carny shit than the else, that's what makes you a fucking great story and a great character in people's life. If you can't identify that and appreciate it for what it is, then que sera, sera.
Ben, can you please give your insights on the DC? Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so it's very early. And it's
Bob does pay my rent, but Bob, you're a little late on this month. So the 30th. It's the 30th. Can we get a check?
Hold on. Let me find the checkbook.
That's what I mean. They think they're insulting me. What's wrong with Bob paying my rent? He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'd like to see who's on the manifest and learn more about the pilots of the plane itself, of the helicopter, military helicopter, and man, I just in my mind flash back to that big barge going into the bridge to be able to crash a helicopter into a plane. It almost seems too much at random, and that now they're putting it on air traffic control that the person was trying to do 2 flights at once.
Yeah.
And
they said they normally have somebody to track helicopters, and they were low staff, so the helicopter tracker wasn't there.
There's also a World War III war games going on right now in New York and DC, where they're like prepping military in case there's a nuclear attack, because allegedly there is a nuke loose somewhere in the fucking country. So they're trying to do that undercover. That could be part of it, but I really want to see the manifest of who was on it, because if you look at the Malaysian Airlines, which also has fucking so much crazy shit of patent holders tied to it that just happened to all be on that plane, and then allegedly was surrounded by some type of alien force that may have taken it down. There's just a lot of crazy deep state Area 51 men in black, fucking Black Rock and Silver Lake versus the world stuff going on right now. Those aren't just coincidences to me. And then when you have the propaganda wing of CNN blowing the spot and letting the story out 5 hours before it happened, go watch Oliver Stone's JFK, the Richard Prouty scene where he talks to Mr. X, Richard Prouty, or Fletcher Prouty, excuse me, about the timeline where in New Zealand,
we change the names to protect the guilty. So
in New Zealand, the headline was out before JFK even got shot. So in the Black Op, they didn't have the time zones figured in, and they're putting these stories out. So that tips my hand, and we know CNN is.
That's why I started this. That's why I started the Still Earth movement. There are no time zones. We're all on the same time. It's just a different shade of dark where you are. It's a different shade.
I don't see color.
There it is. The Still Earth movement.
So I really don't know and can't point the blame at anybody yet, but it definitely is not what the official story they wish they could tell, because they botched their own op, really. But that means, here's what you need to know: 64 plus people are dead, and they will kill at will and do not care about the collateral as long as they move their new world order agenda forward.
Show those receipts. I'd love to see them, because Cornette is notorious for saving his receipts. And there's someone else in here said that Cornette used to pay Bolin's rent out of the goodness of his heart. Well, Cornette is a notorious receipt keeper. Here's what I'll do.
Same guy.
I got a few investments. I will put up $10,000 of my investment money for anybody that can show a receipt where Jim Cornette ever paid my rent. That's all he's got to do. Just show it. And if my signature matches up and it ain't photoshopped, well, no, we'll just make him produce the real receipt. We'll just do that.
Well,
if Jim Cornette can produce any receipt, because he did tell that story to an old tag team that he used to pay my hospital bills. So get him to, my hospital bills are paid by Medicaid. I've been on permanent disability since 2009. There is no hospital bill to pay.
Isn't that when I threw that? That's when I threw the water in your face and you were blind after that. Like
I guess.
when you pay your taxes, you're donating into Medicaid, and then Medicaid pays you. So indirectly, he is paying for your hospital.
I guess indirectly. Everybody.
Somebody had said, and I haven't done anything on Patreon, and my super producer Matt Schaffer's in the house right here. So thanks to MSG, we'll be on the Friday locker room.
Hopefully he hasn't called me any names tonight. Hopefully,
MSG's a great guy.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, he's one of the best producers in the biz, no doubt.
Oh, and, there he is. I see his name in there.
Yeah. So he's asking to subscribe to all our channels.
Well, we needed to get one of your channels about another 40 subscribers, and I tried to promote that yesterday.
Thank you. The Hamin Media Group channel is my producers and their shows and watch-alongs, and we're trying to get that monetized. My channel already has been Hamin, but you know, we appreciate you subscribing to Hamin Media Group to get that over there, and we'll be live tomorrow morning with the Friday Locker Room, Maddie and I. So catching up on all the wrestling news of the week, which there's plenty to discuss. So
there's plenty. Well, anytime you can have me on and we can talk about that and get our opinions on what's going on, or if there's something you want me to. I haven't watched a lot of AEW, but I would do it for you.
I stopped watching, bro.
Well, okay. Well, that's two. That's two of us then. But I can talk a little WWE with you. I'm a little behind on this week's Monday Night Raw. Bob says, I definitely want to see the last minutes of the Cody Rhodes. Is Punk involved in the promo as well, or is it just Cody?
It's the Punk's involved in it too.
Yeah,
Okay, well, good.
does,
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I mean, I'll check it out. I'm a little late getting there, but I'll check it out.
I just think they're getting 10 to 15% value, and
I don't doubt that at all. I mean, there's a reason it's Thursday, it'll be Friday in a couple hours, and there's a reason that I have not watched Monday Night Raw yet.
Maddie's one of the ones who gets super pissed of, our famous friends who won't reach out like you had asked earlier, because both those guys, I remember, dude, and this could have been Cody being young and working, but I was writing pages for him at OVW Ideas. And I remember he wrote me a nice email in return saying, you're the kind of guy you want to be in a foxhole next to. And that always stuck with me, and then Kevin Owens.
I cried when Cody got called up because
dude, he's an A+ dude, bro.
Cody Rhodes came over and helped me move.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes came over and picked up a big screen to take to Davis Arena. I had
I worked with Kevin Owens too in OVW for years, and would watch his kid backstage.
You worked with Kevin?
Dude, he was not OVW, 2CW champ.
I was going to say, you named the wrong company because I think I remember Kevin being there.
2CW, he was our champ. So much so when he was WWE champ, he came to Syracuse.
Yeah.
And in Syracuse, people are chanting 2CW in a WWE ring. He cut a promo saying, I won my first world title right here in Syracuse, and it wasn't no WWE title. You don't get a lot of guys ever having the balls to say that in the WWE ring.
I know Cornette has been in Kevin's shit for a long time, but man, Kevin gets it. Kevin fucking gets it.
You want to talk about a guy in the moment on the promo? That's when you want him. You don't want to script that dude.
Doesn't mind being a face or a heel. He delivers. And I know Jimmy was very critical of his look. And sometimes I've gotten, come on, Kevin, let's throw on more than $8 worth of laundry when you go to the ring. But he makes it work. And
this is where they got it backwards. This is where they got it backwards.
Okay.
On Saturday Night Main Event, we're doing a contract signing. We got Shawn Michaels Shawn Michaels in San Antonio in the ring with a cowboy hat on, a black cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat.
Is Shawn a baby or a heel in San Antonio?
Shawn's a babyface.
So what color hat should he have on?
White hat.
Boom.
White hat.
Here comes Cody Rhodes. Is he a baby or a heel?
He's babyface.
He's got a full black suit on. Here comes Kevin Owens, dressed with a dusty the sucks egg shirt, but it says Cody. Owens is the heel in this. Now he's dressed like the common man, like Dusty Rhodes, where Cody, who's the grandson of
wrestling like Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard,
dressing like corporate. That everything is backwards and wrong in the subtext and symbolism of what we're trying to get over. And I've covered it on this show with Bob.
I've covered it on this show with Bob. I am sick of people wearing fucking suits, and I don't give a fuck if it's who's Gunther. I don't give a fuck if it's Cody. Whoever the fuck it is, it's fucking professional wrestling. Nobody ever went to fight somebody in a goddamn three-piece suit. Ric Flair and when they had the corporate shit going, Tully Blanchard, the manager, J.J. Dillon, that was a corporate thing they had going. Because Arn Anderson didn't a bit more belong in that, The Man in the Moon. But to be a part of that entity, that's what you had to do.
It was more of a rip. That was more of a rip from the 1980s. What was the Wall Street movie in the 80s?
Bob?
Wall Street? Wall Street?
It was called Wall Street.
Yeah. Right, there was one.
Yeah, like that's where they took that from.
Yeah.
The limousine ride, like that high
jet stealing
lifestyle, bro. Like that. It's not like it was inside a storyline. It was just some shit. Before that, he was taken from black guys trying to act like a pimp. Like it's the same shit.
Yeah. So Mike Douglas, very good.
Yeah.
But we've been very critical of many of the same things that you're talking about on here when it comes to having shit ass backwards. And so I'm telling my son to watch the Shawn Michaels segment with.
Would you ever be scared of anybody who dressed like Seth Rollins? Would you ever in your life?
Scared he'd kiss me in the mouth and make me like it.
Exactly. like that's about it, dude. Like,
How am I supposed to live vicariously?
The music's over. The music's over.
It's really not. It's just Pavlovian, and it's
but
one
that's what they're doing, though. They're
dude.
putting that fan response music in there. The word the fans that want to take over shows. It's there. What? So it's there to get him a reaction. You take that music away, and he's getting a third of what he's getting. Now
let's beat a dead horse. Let's give it to Shinsuke. Let's give it to Bobby Roode.
Let's get
doing it with Randy Orton.
Yeah,
and to me, Shinsuke
with
is
Cody. Cody's is the same thing. Like
it is exactly. It's the music is all filled to get him popped on his way to the ring.
If everybody's got it, then nobody's special.
If everybody's got it, nobody's special.
You're just lazy and you're not coming.
If everybody goes to the table, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
When great minds come together, great minds come together. Anything else we need to cover? I know we've held you 18 minutes over tonight.
It's all good, man. I'm just glad to see you, King B, and you, Bobby. Thank you so much for reaching out, you guys. I'm glad I can had the night off and the stars aligned to be able to do it, because I'll be at Ravens Joint Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, I was blown away that he got back with me. Your co-host, your guy, got back with me so quick and said, "Man, just reach out to him," and made that happen almost instantly, and I was very appreciative of that.
Yeah, man.
Nobody wants to do my show. For the record, Mr. Anderson wrote me. Rene Dupree was trying to get him to talk shit on me. Rene wants everybody to say what a horrible guy Kenny Bolin was at OVW. All the guys he shit on. Did you ever get to go to dinner? Did Kenny ever give you out-of-date movie tickets? Those out-of-date movie tickets are in my kitchen drawer right now. That Shelton Benjamin was the only one too chicken shit to use the tickets to go to the goddamn movies. We all had out-of-date movie tickets, every fucking one of them. That's how they knew they belonged to the wrestlers.
What little nerd is going to say shit to Shelton Benjamin, dude?
You wouldn't think anybody, but Shelton wouldn't use them.
When the Hurt Business walks in, you don't need no movie ticket, dog. Bobby Lashley can see whatever the fuck he wants.
Randy Orton used to go to the movies with us. Rico, John Cena, the guy that looked like The Rock. I don't think you were around yet, but Rock's cousin Solo.
No, I wasn't there.
We took Solo to the movies with us in a limo. When what was Rock's first movie? God damn it,
the Scorpion King.
The Scorpion King. We took Solo, looked just like Rock, only Solo was like 5'7", 5'8". But no one, if you haven't seen Rock in person, you don't know. So we get a limo through Satellite Store, Dish Network, and we put Solo in the car. And there's me, there's Randy Orton's end up at the theater, but he's wanting to be in the limo with us, but he can't because he's a babyface and we're heels. We got Rico, Cena, and we're all there with The Rock for the premiere of The Scorpion King at Stony Brook Cinemas. Any fucking moron would believe The Rock is appearing at Stony Brook Cinemas in Louisville. But these dumb fucks did. So we get out of the limo, and he's got the glasses and the suit and the strut. He was more The Rock than he was Solo. He could do The Rock. He just couldn't do anything else. He had the Brahma Bull tattooed on his arm. So we're walking into the theaters, and me and Cena, Rico, we're all security. Stay back there. This is a big deal, right? This is right. We thought we wanted front row seats. And when I called the manager, hey, we got The Rock coming tonight. Really? Well, just stay tuned. So we walk in, everybody's losing their motherfucking minds that The Rock is in Louisville for the premiere of Scorpion King. We sit in the front row because we think that's where we want to be. That's not because we're sitting there. The whole fucking
and then
movie.
You had to watch the movie, and the movie.
I had to watch the whole fucking movie from the worst seats in the house, which were the front row. So we stay there when the movie lets out to let everybody pile out, and then security is walking The Rock out because we're not letting anybody get too close to him. The motherfucker's 5'7", so we're walking there. There had to have been 500 people outside that theater waiting to see the fucking Rock. People had gotten out of other movies.
Just get him in the car.
They heard The Rock. So we get to the limo. Everybody there that was there that night swears they saw The Rock at Stony Brook Cinemas in Louisville, Texas. And I don't know if I've told that whole story before. Some of you shitbags ought to donate, is what I can tell you. None of you did. Some of you should. Yeah. Some of you should.
Kenny, 2-time Hall of Famer. I just wanted to let you know, Kenny Bolin, Hacker Hamin.
We're tied then because I am in the OVW Hall of Fame. There's only 5 of us. Can you name the 5?
You, Danny Davis, Dean Hill, Al Snow, and
Nope.
Rip. No,
nope.
Cornette.
Cornette. And there's a fifth one, not Al Snow, not Rip. The fifth one.
Worker or management?
Neither.
I was going to go with one of the Bashams, maybe, but
okay. Name the referees because I'm blanking out on his name. Joe Wheeler.
Joe Wheeler, Jolton Joe.
Joe Wheeler. We're the five.
Joe, man.
So when Al brought me back for the 1200th episode, I said, Al, it's been years since anyone's been put in Hall. Me and Cornette, I think we're the last two put in. Why is no Kenny? That's a good idea. We need to do that. And I hear years later, nobody has been put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know if my career there would. Yeah, I like to, but I feel like there's so many talents there that I would be there'd be a lot of blowback if I got in before other people.
There shouldn't be, and I'll tell you why. Because none of the WWE guys were put in the Hall of Fame. It's just Danny and Jimmy shouldn't be there.
I mean, got to write OVW and DCW. I'm super thankful, but to me, a guy like an Adam Revolver.
We had some fun on DCW, didn't we?
Yeah. But Adam
Look
Revolver
at this shit. You all made
man.
me babyface on Tuesday nights and heel on Wednesday nights, and people bought it.
Yeah.
People fucking bought it. They booed me on Wednesdays.
But it was all crossover of the decisions all made sense. It wasn't two separate characters. It was on here, and then
Rip Rogers,
this guy.
Yeah. Rip told me it wouldn't work. Rip did not want me on DCW TV. Didn't want me. Made it clear.
I'll tell you. I mean, I'm so proud to be a Rip guy. But when I was doing that, I know the story you're talking about. And when I was doing the Lumpy Magoo stuff, Rip came in after he kind of
Chris loved Lumpy Magoo with a passion.
When Rip came back after kind of giving us a show for 20 shows by ourselves, and he saw all the shit, he stopped in production and goes, "Boys, I ain't never seen nothing like that. That was fucking great." And when a guy like Rip Rogers says
he don't say that often.
I knew I had graduated.
Rip is always looking for something to shit on you about.
Dude, I knew I had graduated at that point. I had taken Chicago improv and character work and OVW classic style and meshed the two in a very perfect way just by stealing from Buster Keaton, the Three Stooges, and Charlie Chaplin, and then Rip's style and mixing all that Kool-Aid together. And Rip loved it. He absolutely loved it. For whether it was Richard Cranium, you know what I mean? Like these guys who would never get contracts were the most over guys in DCW because of their character work, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm forever grateful for that. And I always thank you for letting me put creative to you and you bringing it to life, man. I'm
Rip did not want me on the show. And then after we did only one show, Rip called me at home, and Rip made one phone call to me my whole career. He called me at home. He says, "King B, remember me telling you I didn't want you on the show? I was wrong. Goddamn King B, you were fucking great. That was fucking great. Glad you're with us." And that's the only phone call he ever gave me.
Because we had freedom, you know what I mean? Freedom to support each other and do stuff.
You know what my favorite thing was you ever did on an OVW show? Because you and I used to align. You got me cheap gas. You were my buddy. You were my hookup. And I would obviously put over the heels. But there was one night where something crossed the line that even I was fucking fed up with you. And you came over and now come on, Hamin, that's about enough. And you threw a bottle of water in my face.
Water in your face. And then you went on disability after that.
All on fucking, you know.
And that was all in the moment. That was nothing we called, right?
None of that. It wasn't written in a script to hit me in the face. No, it was great.
Because that was like my 16 weeks with Dean Hill, like the build of that. Like
that was the Dean Hill shit coming to a peak.
So
and even I thought that you had crossed the line and I was giving you some shit about it, and you hit me in the face with not the bot, but you threw the water in my face.
Yeah. And that was
and there's not a lot of guys there that had the guts to do that. But you knew it was going to work.
Yeah. So, and I didn't want to disrespect you, but I know like when we get to like week 12 of 16, I need heat, and if the guy who's been putting me over is even disgusted by my actions, I have to have a real reaction.
Doesn't that work? All right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm just getting over this respiratory thing and trying to
all right, boss.
At the same time.
Well, we are going to wrap up this part of it, and then we're going to see if our guys can get in.
All right. Well, King B, Bobby, thank you so much. You guys donate to King B's charity.
Well, they're
please
not.
Subscribe to Hamin Media Group. You want to hear more with me and Russo and the other shows from Hamin Media Group, $5 a month, channelattitude.com, you guys.
There you go.
That's where our wrestling punditry is.
You got
And if
guys
any of
covering
my
all the
people,
shows.
if any of my people want to go there, feel free. Certainly do that. I don't try to shit on my guest or opposing shows. I try to promote other shows, try to elevate everybody.
It's
So
all about
certainly go there and support them.
It's all about the
Group. That's true.
It's all about the group effort, you guys, and you know we're all in the same.
Ripper, what was it? Cornette said the first time he ever met me, he said he met me at the Oldham County Fair. He said he reached in his back pocket to grab his wallet and shook hands with Kenny Bolin.
Good stuff, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, my man. I really appreciate it. And
Yeah, man. Sorry, my voice is going out a little bit.
Trolls, I hope you enjoyed your visit. You won't be here for a long time. And we did say on this segment of the show, good day. Stay tuned for the rest of the show.
I'll see you, infidels, in the Gulf of America. YOLO!
I'm not going.
If you're not Caucasian, then leave. Mark Henry. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules around here. Okay?
Well, what do you follow that with? And some would say wrestling, I hope. Take your fans
Some
with
would
you,
say
Ben.
There we go.
With you.
They're going.
There they going one by one. Oh, they had a ball tonight, didn't they?
They did.
Oh well. Don't go. Oh, there you go. Well, they didn't either. So we will stay here for. Was there something that was because we only had one or two of? You mean to tell me out of 70 people, only one or two of our people could get through?
I think there was a few of them on that tried, but our crowd's a little quiet here, and
yeah, not one donation.
I can tell you what, 7 people are just orgasmic at this moment.
Oh yeah, they're just blowing all over themselves. And I don't think that we can do anything. Because they're gone now. You can't even do anything with them. I thought they might just disappear.
Well, the comments that we're not streaming to that show anymore, so those comments aren't. I don't know if there may be still just blank air over there. That's funny. I'd be kind of hilarious.
Well, it was 70 some odd viewers there for a period of time, and now it says we have 34. So is that how many of our people are?
That's
so he brought about 30 some odd over then, give or take.
Yeah, it was hilarious. The one guy's going, "You only got 26 views," and I'm like, "Yeah, on that one channel. There's more on the other channels.
We're on another channel too, you idiot."
Yeah,
So if you're a part of this network, there's 34 of you right now. Feel free to say hey. Kenny, do you know that Ben Hamin was a part of a group of people writing for the USA Network? Yes, I do. He told me about that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, he told me. Oh boy. So we're trying to make $60 in here to feed some people because we did not make a penny off Ben's people, nor did I think we were. So
yeah,
when I saw Troll Heaven light up and all those people I've gotten rid of over the past several years, and we won't do that again. So because y'all were gotten rid of for a reason. Well, you can't interact with the show now, but I'm sure you're all still watching. So Bob, what do we got to do? Super Bowl is not this weekend, or
it is not this weekend. The only thing coming up this weekend is Royal Rumble, which I will probably watch, but not pay attention to a whole lot. I mean,
I still haven't watched. I still have about an hour of Raw to watch. The great thing about watching Raw after it airs, if I watch it on Kodi, there's no commercials, and they have a 4K version of it. And if I watch it on Netflix, it's not 4K, but the picture's not bad. And they also take the commercials out. They just go away and they're gone for like 3-4 seconds and they're right back. So the commercials get edited out after the live version. How long that takes, I don't know. But if you watch Raw the next day on Netflix, no commercials, and they've all been edited out. So, so you mean to tell me out of 34 of you, not one of you can say hi and show me who's in here?
Just Zimzo. Just the
Zimzo. And we're still on members only, right?
No, it's subscribers. I changed it. So
did you change it to subscribers? Okay. And
Zimzo's commenting, and he doesn't have a membership, or he or she, does not have a membership. So
Zimzo,
we appreciate you getting that membership, or make sure you like the show, subscribe to the show, helps the algorithm.
Well, I told Eunice that we were probably going to make at least $60 tonight, so we could help out and get her some eyeglasses. And
Eunice had popped in earlier and said something.
oh,
but
did she pop in? I didn't even see her. I didn't even see her. I
Well,
saw
it was
Zandy.
in between those millions of
The millions and millions of trolls.
There we go. There's Eunice.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I paid to help get her glasses examination, and then she's going to need about another 900 pesos to actually get the glasses. It's $18. We can't do that here. No one's getting prescription eyeglasses here for $18, and needs to be done. Yes, we are here. We want to hear your thoughts about
anything. So, Kenny, what are your thoughts about Exlear nasal? Let me see if I can get this in front of me. Exlear nasal cleaner. This is alleviates congestion.
It does.
It does not contain any medicine. This is just purified water, xylitol, grapeseed extract.
Jerry the King Lawler used to use nasal spray, and he quit because he was scared that it was going to be addictive. Well, I also back then used to use Afrin like Lawler did. And so I was saying, you know what? Maybe that shit is addictive because I use it every night. So I quit using it. And what I use now on occasions, and I was looking for it, I thought I had a little container of it here, but I must have put it somewhere else. A little bottle, a little container of Vicks Vapor Rub. And I have a container in here that I can't find. It's normally right here at my hand. And a container in my bedroom. And that way, if I have a little trouble breathing, especially at night, when I go to bed, I'm normally fine. But when I wake up, one side of my nostrils is normally stuffed up. So I use Vicks Vapor Rub because it's not addictive. And if my eyes are giving me a lot of trouble, I'll put a little bit of Vicks Vapor Rub right into the corner of each eye. My doctor cringed when I told him I did that. But he said, if it's working for you and it's not causing you any problems, I've never heard of it. I cringed when you told me, but I guess I got to lean here. Oh, I think I know what part of the problem is. Computer, dim all the lights to 100%. This is 30. This is 30% light. That's why it was not doing its job as well as normal.
I'm gonna pop out for just a moment, Kenny, and let you
okay
tell the crew what is coming up with guests.
All right.
And stuff.
All right. So, if you were watching the show tonight and you're not one of the ones that's been blocked over on the other channel, we would love for you to become a member if you enjoyed the show. What we do, we got Mr. Kennedy, looks like coming on one day next week. We've got Matt Morgan that has agreed to come on in the very near future. We haven't set up the exact date yet. I did write Anthony Scaramucci today, wrote his office to get a date set up to have him on sometime in February or March. I do have a minor surgery coming up February the 4th. Most doubtful, I forget what day February 4th is. Most doubtful I'll be doing a show that day because that's the minor surgery. And then the major surgery, and I'll still only be out a couple of days, is when I have that weight loss surgery to try to drop about another 70 to 90 pounds and hopefully live a couple of weeks longer. That's the goal. And but if you enjoyed the show, we really appreciate memberships over here. Hogan or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it, or Zemzo. If you had a good time, you enjoyed it. Memberships are as little as $3. And membership has its privileges. That, like Tyler C., that's when we post your comments here. Like I said, we are trying to raise $60 to help some of our families in need. TC from the NC has donated $10 and has challenged anybody else to match that. Randy Satterley has donated $10. Oh, now we finally get a couple of donations. We got the dead weight out of here. What kind of spacing requirements do you have for the event? Is there a minimum square footage? Yes, we look to hang in the 600 square feet area, give or take a little bit. All righty. I did not realize they had written me. And that was 3 hours ago. 2 hours ago. Let's see here. Well, I'll have to get Chris that later. And I don't need low-cost car insurance because it never is.
Never,
And
especially when you don't drive.
And I don't need 10%. Well, I mean, I already have insurance, and no one ever beats the rate I've got, so I just stick with Geico.
Yeah.
10% off your total bill. Well, rallies, I'm sorry, that does not motivate me. So there we go. So we've
not a whole lot.
We've made $20 more in the post show than we made during the show. So we've done that.
Not surprising. Not surprising. It was interesting to see whoever Pithead is. He absolutely apparently was my biggest fan because he loved me, man.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And then one of the
well, I've seen that name before, and we got rid of him because he just did what he did over there, just being a disrespectful shitbag.
But yeah, the funny thing is that once one of the trolls goes, Bob pays Kenny's rent, then all of a sudden he was like, really? Oh, I love you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This show has been brought to you by A City on Mars. Should we go to Mars? Can we settle Mars? Should we settle space? Have we really thought this through? It's a good read for those of you who like to read.
Yeah.
It's a nonfiction book about colonizing Mars and how Elon Musk is a moron. That last part, I just kind of.
Well, there we go. There's oh my God, there's a lot of people in the government right now that are not very happy with Elon Muskrat, even those that are Republicans that are terrified to speak out against him. In private, they'll tell you plenty. But to say it out to where the orange orangutan will hear you, not so good.
Yeah.
So, so we got 20. That's more than Hamin's people rustled up. So, and we knew how that was going to go. So TC and Randy Satterley with $10 each. We appreciate that. I thought Deegan might be watching tonight. Deegan has been, he's the one said he's wanting an Undertaker picture. So I don't know if Deegan's watching tonight or not. I thought Michigan Mike might be watching. He said he's getting caught up on his sleep. Michigan Mike, if you're out there, are you watching tonight? Naughty Nicole, any of our regular members? And you said we're subscribers only right now, right?
We are subscribers only. Right?
Okay, well, we'll hang on here. Let's see, it's 8:39. I mean, if we make another $40, we might hang a little longer, but we'll give it 10 more minutes. And if they haven't come in by then apparently they were all frustrated over all the trolls that were in here, and they just kind of went away.
There were a few.
There was many.
There were 7.
Seven, and then
7 trolls, and then there were quite a few folks that just seemed to love you for general purposes, right? Just
it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
But to dedicate 7 years of your life to where if you see an opportunity to get in on a show, like if we make it not members only or something, like just let everybody in, it's amazing how they just die to come here. And say the same shit. The no creativity whatsoever. Not even any new insults. Just the same.
And it's the same made up fucking names every time, right?
Bruce Leroy Dooley.
Yeah.
They're Servap Singh.
They're extremely creative.
Indianapolis Kung Fu guy.
I tell you what, I will say this. I want to get this off my chest right now. I thought that press conference that Trump did today was the most classless thing I've ever seen any government official do that I can even find in my memory banks. To come out and spend 45 seconds giving your condolences and 13 minutes blaming. And I said it as a joke last night when it happened, right at about 10, 11 o'clock when I saw it on the Abby Phillips. It had to have been 10 because Abby Phillip was on. They didn't even do the real show last night. Did I click something or did you?
I didn't click anything.
That looks weird. Well, what is that? I live stream video games, how to sell local business to sponsor me.
I live stream how to sell to how do you want? Okay, he's asking for advice on how to get sponsors. Channel size obviously does matter.
It does matter. Yeah, it does matter. Subscribers matter.
And local businesses, like in Kenny's case, there's a little bit of
thank you for your donation, by the way.
Local notoriety, right, from having been on television for a long time.
Yeah.
The
connections with famous people doesn't hurt.
Getting them to sponsor you. If you're a small channel, well, honestly, if you're a small channel, you might want to just give away the sponsorship as a way to get your name out there as like if you put if they'll put up a sign in their store about your broadcast, and you
Yeah.
put them on as a sponsor. It does
Yeah,
not
trade
necessarily
them
be
to where
money.
they have
You're gonna
trade them to where they have no risk and you have no risk.
Yeah,
That
to
you can
get
only
money
benefit each other.
sponsors
That's the way to get the ball
is the
rolling.
ways down the road. If you're a small,
It is. It is.
if you're a small streamer, and even if you're, I mean, the big streamers,
Even
I
a
mean,
lot
I
of them
don't know.
struggle. I mean, even a lot of them struggle
Yeah,
to get cash sponsors that ain't dick hardening medicine or blue pills or something. It's
yeah,
not
blue
easy.
pills or VPNs.
I mean, I've always sworn that I would never have one of those sponsors here because the only way you make money is if people are actually buying the dick hardening pills, and then you get a percentage of it. Cornette has that deal. I've always swore I will never lower myself to sell dick medicine on this show. And so far, after 17 years of podcasting, I never have.
I
So
mean,
I think
we may
good on
be dicks on this show, but
yeah,
not
we'll
gonna
be
sell any
dicks, but we're not going to sell the med. I am hopefully getting a haircut next week. Pardon me, Bob. I mean, it's washed and it's clean and it's thick. The goddamn and Filipinos hate long, thick hair. I don't know what their deal is with it, but even Eunice is giving me shit. Daddy, you need a haircut. I said, well, yeah. I mean, there it is. One of the best toupees ever made, by the way, because I get accused of that all the time.
Sure.
Kenny dyes his hair. Well, I've had the same amount of gray. I've got a great little bottle that just keeps the exact same amount of gray.
Let me tell you, there's one person on this show that colors their hair, and it's not Kenny.
I you know what? I think Russo looks great with gray hair. I mean, he's got most of his hair. It looks like. If my hair turned that shade, I wouldn't care.
Peppery kind of look.
So I got no problem with it. Jimmy Cornette was convinced I was going to look like Jock Ewing by the time I was 55. That didn't have it. You remember Jock Ewing from Dallas, the TV show? I didn't have a problem with that. Cool. As long as I got my hair, I don't give a shit.
It's a nice silver look there. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no problem with that.
Kenny would be the original Silver Fox.
No, good old Charlie Rich. There is some guy on TikTok that's got a bit of a Charlie Rich flavor to him. And have you ever scrolled through TikTok just to see what's on there?
No.
You need to do it because there's some weird shit. There's one channel to where these 7 Asian girls sit below the camera and they all peer up at the camera and do nothing. And then occasionally they simultaneously, they do nothing. That's the act is they sit there. Now picture 7 Asian girls doing this. And it's and they're choreographed, and no matter what I say to them, I said, "What the fuck is this? Why you do this 8 hours a day? How the fuck?" And you can't rattle them; they will not be rattled. I can't make them laugh because I know they're reading the comments. You can see them looking at them. I have never gotten one of them to flinch, but only one of them wears glasses. I said, "I like glasses. Glasses is kind of cute. They won't crack."
Nothing.
But that's the channel. And you'll scroll through, and you can come on almost any time.
They probably have thousands of subscribers, and
they do. Oh, one of them. I don't know if I've sent you the pictures yet. She goes on live every night to let people watch her possum eat dinner off the table. He had a hamburger, and I watch. I tune in every night. I want to see the possum. You know who the possum's best friend is? 170-pound Great Dane. They got 66,000 followers. For people tuning in, goddamn, we're trying to actually do some real entertainment over here. Can't crack 5,000 for the last goddamn 3 years. We're stuck at 49. It says we gain 100 subscribers every month, but the numbers never go up. You talk about a conspiracy theory, something's up. But the Possum channel, and then I watched another channel with a fox. This lady's got a pet fox and a 175-pound Scooby. This dog is a fucking monster, and it loves the fox. And then there's another one with a pit bull and a fox, and they fucking love. But the 7 girls, their whole channel is, and they're on 8 hours a day. You almost can't turn on TikTok and not see. I've sent you. Oh, and there's another one. There's one girl who's real good at it. Mm-hmm. Where they make noises into the microphone and whisper.
and she wears like a little anime wig. She's like real white hair. They're all Asian. Every one of them are Asian, and they brush the microphone, and they have little devices, and they have and then they put like a wig on the microphone, and they brush it. Only the microphone's turned the other way, and they brush it. And one time I said, "Oh, I wish I was that microphone." Can't crack them. They will never do anything but whisper, make these weird. And so I thought there was just one girl. Okay, maybe there's a market for this one girl doing this stupid shit. No, there's like 19 or 20 of those goofy fucking channels that just whisper and make noises. But so far, those 7 girls that just lean down on a table. Oh, and then sometimes they rotate. And I go, rotate when they start shuffling. Every 15 minutes or so, they'll shuffle. And Bob is saying, so you watched it for 15 minutes? I did. Cracking jokes the whole time. And then I'll scroll some more channels. Just looking for something that might catch my eye. Come back to them. They come back up in the loop. Maybe they're in a different room. And that's all they do. That's all they do. They look up and stare at the camera.
That's just now, if they were,
how would you think to do that and get 50 or 60,000 people to watch you?
I assume they're kind of cute, right?
Well, they're all kind of cute. You know, they're cute.
That probably helps, but
I mean, seven fat ugly. But
I guarantee if there were 7 fat ugly girls watching the screen on the screen, there'd be people that watch it.
There are. Well, I'll tell you why there would be, because there's one channel where this monstrous behemoth of a woman with the face of a crocodile in her pajamas does disco dancing, dancing her fucking big fat ass off. And I can say that because I got one. Every night in her pajamas, dancing. I looked up 36,000 followers. 36,000 people are tuned in to watch this big fat bitch dance every night. And she's on every night, dancing her ass off. DJs. Oh my God. You know, you've seen them, the DJs in the headphones. There must be 1,000 of them on TikTok. The sound quality's great. They're all good. I don't particularly care to sit and watch a DJ, but one of them was playing a song I really liked. I said, I know that song, but I've never heard that version of it. Do you know that? So she was trying to tell me the name of the song as she's doing her DJ shit. And some of them have these immaculate, unbelievable setups. And there must be 1,000 DJs on TikTok if there's one. And then I'll look at the followers, and I don't think there's anybody over there's got less than 15, 20,000 followers doing nothing. One girl sits there and you just watch her play video games. She's a cute little Asian girl, lives in America, has on little tight shorts and a little Hello Kitty shirt 80% of the time. She sits there with these big monstrous fucking white and pink headphones on, speaks perfect English, and people watch her play video games. And that's all she does. And she'll interact with you. She said hey to me. I said hi to her. Just to see what they're doing. And that's what she does. She plays video games. And there's others. Oh my God, this was great last night. Because I've seen some that are laying down, just kind of looking at the questions. And they look like they want to go to sleep. And they're just kind of laying there and they're looking at the question. Hi, Kenny. Where are you from? Hello, Johnny. Where are you from? Hi, Samantha. And they're laying there. They're about half asleep. Last night, I actually scrolled across the channel. The girl was fucking sound asleep. Little Asian girl. Watched it for about 5 or 10 minutes to see if it was a work or not. No, bitch was asleep. Sound asleep. Camera rolling. It was a channel with about 30,000 followers to watch her sleep. People commenting. You don't see him. She's asleep. There's nothing to see. And all these people are making money. Oh, the Possum channel is the greatest fucking channel ever. Because she interacts. If you ask her a question, she'll answer. Oh, but just to tell you, I know what I'm talking about. The possum's name is Lavender. You know what the big Great Dane's name is? He black and white Great Dane. Goes about 140, 150. You know what his name is? Jericho. Mm-hmm. You know what Jericho does for his dinner? He has to enter an auction. No, he's got to enter an auction. The possum gets to eat on the fucking table, and no one eats till the possum's fucking done eating. And the possum don't eat fast. He eats slow. And he eats vegetables. He had a hamburger last night, and I watched him eat the whole fucking hamburger. He left some of his vegetables that the dog wanted. The Great Dane Jericho. But the dog, in order to get his food, he's got to enter an auction. And she goes up, okay, how many bucks? How many bucks for this? Woo! Do I get two? And he will give you however many barks she wants in order to get his vegetables. But she's got to pitch them to him because she hands them to him. She'll lose a hand. Jericho is not very polite at how he takes his food. And his channel's on every night, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Jericho and the Lavender. Possum's name's Lavender. And people are going, God damn, Kenny ain't got no fucking life whatsoever.
We definitely need to get some possum on the channel.
No, because
I wonder, you know what?
Maybe
what if we did this? What if we did this? What if we? I wonder if
had a background with nothing but possums.
No, because one of the things that we can do is share videos, right? What if we find possum videos and we share it, and we just don't talk? We just watch the possum video.
We just watch the possum. We have a donation, Daniel Limley, to get us in respectable area. $15 out of Daniel Limley. Apparently, they were paying Ben Hamin his people to go away. And then we got what, 15 here, so that's 40.
Thanks to Hulk Hogan. I like the Hulk Hogan 007. That's a nice.
Hopefully, he's the non-racist version of Hoko Hogan.
Well, Hulk Hogan. It's Hulk Hogan.
So have we been able to be of any help to you there as far as helping you with some ideas? Well,
yeah, he says it makes sense. Make a graphic.
Now, Bob's the gamer. I'm not. So anything to do with gaming, Bob will have to be your help.
Yeah, I would see if you could get like a counter. Window things are not real effective to me. I mean, because I don't look at stuff in the windows typically as I'm coming into a store. If it were me, if I were wanting to get the advertising, I would try to get a placard at their checkout, at their point of sale.
My people are telling me that it wouldn't let them chat tonight.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it won't let Randy Satterley that donated the $10 there. It won't let me chat tonight.
Interesting. Well, I did. That's part of the reason I went and changed it to subscribers was I was concerned that the members weren't able to get in.
Well, I knew something was up. Yeah, they said we couldn't get in the chat. They could see it, but they couldn't get in the chat. That's why it explains when we got rid of Hamin's people, we lost about half the audience. Well, the other half was mine. They could not chat for whatever reason, other than David Martinez.
Yeah, David got one comment in. That was the only one. Yeah,
that was the only member I saw.
There were a couple of Facebook.
Yeah, a couple of Facebookers got in. So you saw my comments.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to mention her name. You saw my comments. What's your opinion of all that? Can't mention her name though. Should have wanted her name mentioned on this show.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Because bullies, you know.
Right. Yeah, I think spaghetti or cat hairs, because one excuse is good as another if you're just making up excuses.
Spaghetti. I like spaghetti.
Spaghetti or cat hairs. Man. So I can talk to you more about that off the air because we're not going to mention any names.
Can't mention any names.
Don't want people to get bullied.
Dutch Mantel wanted my new phone number, and I said, well, I'm getting ready to go live, so you can't call me now. So,
you know what? Get Dutch on with. Now, you know what? You, Dutch, and Ben Hamin on one show.
Oh, my God. Well, especially that clip where he called Dutch Mantel that stooge Dutch Mantel. And that was back when Maya lived here, so that was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while, at least 5 years ago. It's been a long time. And let's see, if they're subscribed to the channel, they can chat.
Yeah. Now people are getting in.
Oh, my people are fucking members. Yeah, they're getting in now. But my people were members that couldn't chat. Randy Satterley's a fucking member and he couldn't chat. Dave Martinez was a member. He got in. So I don't know.
I wonder if they were going over if they were on the Hamin channel.
I doubt it. I don't know why they would do that.
They should have been on our channel because we had roughly half the viewers for YouTube and for Facebook
it was Sports Squad.
Yeah. So, but it was interesting to do the.
Yeah, I didn't mind doing it once, and I don't even mind the trolls got in. It just shows they're still addicted to me and then do horrible things to their genital areas while they see me on the screen. And hey, they got their night in tonight. So
they did.
What do you do? So we've gotten 35, 45, 50, and then I think there's another 5 throughout the night. So we're only about $5 or $10. Well, about $10 shy of getting 60. No thanks to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And,
So, well, we've been here almost 2
while
hours.
you block all the potheads, well, rewatch this show and you'll see why.
Well, and the funny thing is that we unblocked most
A lot of
everybody.
them, and tried to give them a second chance.
And then they came right in and
did the same shit.
Did the same shit. So,
yeah. Fool me
Oh, well.
once. I mean, there's a troll out west that'll never be on this show again because we've unblocked him 3 or 4 times for being a fucking douchebag troll. And, you know, you only get so many strikes, you're out of the league, you know? So what do you do? What do you do?
Exactly.
Try to work with him.
So Royal Rumbles this weekend, only 2 matches announced besides the Rumble matches.
Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Yeah. They are doing a pay-per-view this weekend, and we only know of 2 matches?
Well, 4, counting the 2 Rumble matches, right?
Oh, okay. Well.
But the Rumble matches, the Rumble matches are going to last over an hour each, right? Because
it
takes an hour just to get everybody in.
Yeah.
Well, if they're really doing 2 minutes, although I've actually seen people time it, and sometimes it's as little as 45 seconds, and sometimes it's as long as 3 minutes between entrance. But depending on what stories they're telling in the ring at the time. So
give me an update to what it's going to cost to get your glasses today, and we may just take care of it now.
Takes about an hour to run the Royal. So 2 Royal Rumble matches, men and women, Cody and Kevin, and then DIY and Motor City Hitmen in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So that's a guarantee.
Ben Hamin likes those Vikings better than I do. I'll give him that.
I guarantee. Well, so I promise you, in a 2 out of 3 falls match, the heels win the first match, and then the baby faces have to win 2 in a row. And the
only way, because you're down. You know, the only way.
One of these days,
has it ever gone any other way?
Yeah, I actually have seen one of them where a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Maybe the heels just win both of them in like 3 minutes.
Right, they just the team that won ended up winning 2 straight falls, and it didn't go to the 3rd fall.
When's the last time?
Very rare. Oh gosh, it must have been 10 years ago. I mean, it's very rare.
I don't remember in my recent memory of any meaningful pay-per-view.
It's very rare that a 2 out of 3 falls match does not go 3 falls, and it's always the heel winning the first one, so that the baby. It's kind of like they did like a best of 7 series, and the heel won the first 3, right? And so the baby face has to fight to the 3rd, wins the 4th, wins the 5th, wins the 6th. A best of 7 wrestling matches always go 7 matches. I don't know how that happens every single time. It's kind of like them always running out of time just at the end of the show. Every single week as the match would go off the air.
For 30 years or however long it's been, right down that last 2 minutes. Thank God somebody knows when to finish that match.
Yeah, 250,000 viewers on Collision last Saturday.
Wow. What's their peak numbers they've ever had?
Well, Collision drew 800, 900,000. I mean, in the when it first opened up and Punk was on there,
they were pushing 1 million. I do remember that.
They were close to 1 million, but yeah, 250,000 is like local.
It's like that dumb fuck over there. She keeps trying to come up with reasons for people not to watch a show, kind of like me. Well, he's coming up with reasons for people not to watch.
Every time I see a highlight, I think, wow, this makes me not want to watch this.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen anything to, it's like when we were talking about Punk and Seth. They talked us into the building, and the promo was better than the match.
Than the match, right? Well, and I don't know while you were out, you had to come in when your camera froze. Ben was talking a little bit about the movie The Wrestler. And I didn't get a chance to throw this in, but I think it's sad that you remember the bit that Jericho did when that movie came out. They were going to put Jericho and Mickey Rourke in a program, and then it just didn't work out for Mickey Rourke, wasn't able to participate. But
it
ended up being
I'd like to have seen that.
It ended up being Jericho against Steamboat and Piper, and it was like all the older generation of guys, right? And it's so sad now that I watch Chris Jericho.
No money tonight, so let me know what you're facing. And hopefully in future shows we can raise some money because it sucked tonight.
Chris Jericho has become that guy.
Mayla Lee says, "This is our home. Can you please help us?" I'll send you the picture.
No.
Maybe you can see something that I'm not, because I can't tell what's wrong. But your vision's probably better than mine. So if you see what's up there, maybe you know what? Oh yeah, there's more than one picture. Oh well, maybe. Well, I don't know.
I mean, it looks like
we're going to have to make more money, sweetie. We certainly don't have enough money to tackle that challenge yet.
If that's a floor, that looks pretty rotten. But
yeah. Speaking of fixing floors, there's Jambi. We fixed her floor before. Got her mattress. Jambi's going to have to take a picture on her new bed. I think she was at a hotel there. I think that's when she was visiting somebody a while back. 9:03. We have about reached our one fall till the expiration of time. That's 2 hours, right?
We put 2 hours in.
And we got 90 minutes. Yeah, we got 90 minutes out of Mr. Hamin. I appreciate that. I had a good time. Always fun to have him on. And even though politically we do not, but I don't line up with a lot of people politically, but you still find a way to get along and be
respectful to each other and
And you didn't hear me and Ben shitting on each other. I gave Ben his say and laughed. And he knows I think a lot of the shit he says is just fucking stupid and silly, and he probably thinks a lot of the shit I say is. But entertain and have some fun, It's really about all you can do. We could really use about $15 more if there's anybody out there that can help us out. It was a rough night. Now,
thank you for your 15 in the room here, Hoke.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Appreciate it. And I mean, you're always welcome to come back and watch the shows. And we really appreciate it if you get a membership, because a membership has its privileges. Because normally we do not even post questions or answer them unless you have a $3 measly membership. Others have bigger memberships, but that's normally the privilege of having a membership, is that we will answer at least one of your questions each night, sometimes two. And then if there's more than that, well, you're going to have to donate a little something. We're here raising money to feed people. And if I'm running a scam, I've been running it for 14 years and getting by with it with 4 police officers and probably every government agency there is watching me. So just think about how stupid you are before you say stupid shit. But stupid people say stupid shit. So, and I wouldn't expect anything else out of the people that we had tonight. And there he is. Look at that.
Yeah,
look at that. Welcome aboard. Welcome
to the family.
And anytime that we can be of help to you, giving you some type of guidance, let us know. There was somebody the other day asking me about cameras and camera angles and just various other shit. And I said, all I can tell you is what I do, and
no one ever asked me about lighting. I don't understand.
No one ever asked you about that. He wanted to know, he did want to know about StreamYard. How do you all have multiple people on your shows? How you do that? I broadcast from YouTube. And I said, well, I'd like to just broadcast from YouTube if we could throw up our graphics. I'm shocked that YouTube is losing out on all this streaming business. Why don't they have a way to make graphics to where you pay a little bit more money?
You can do it if you set up OBS, which is the way a lot of streamers do things. I
had OBS and I did not like it.
It's complicated to set up.
It is. Well, I didn't set it up. Someone else set it up. And I used it every now and then, but I just was not a fan of it. Yes, I'll be back going to ask you guys more marketing questions.
Yeah, StreamYard
I've done marketing and sales my whole life, even for WWE. I was the one that sold all their advertising, meet and greets, advertising on the TV show, setting up personal appearances. Did it for Humana for years, mortgage companies for years. So when it comes to marketing, I mean, I got a pretty good idea what I'm doing.
And, so, Kenny, did you ever run into issues where being the heel on TV and then being the guy doing the selling that?
Believe it or not,
I got a funny story to tell you.
Believe it or not really. It never stopped me from getting business done, because as long as the heel wasn't doing the business, as long as the nice guy showed up, well, this guy on TV, yeah, how you doing? I'm Kenny Bolin. Yeah. I do not ever recall it stopping me from getting a sale. And our banner space I was selling for $13.50 a month. And the reason I was so motivated to do sales is that I got 33% of everything I sold. And Danny wanted to pay me 20. I said, no, I made 35% in the cookware business. You can pay me 33. It's 67% you don't have now because no one else is selling you shit. And if there's one thing I can do, you give me a fucking television show, I can put 4 banners a month on it. And some of those sponsors stayed with us for years. Satellite Store Dish Network was with us forever. Paul Miller Ford, Star Ford here in Louisville, Dan's Cash America, Barano's Pizza was the sponsor on OVW TV. Never had any of these other people down here that we have: McDonald's, Two Rivers, Fish House, and Carrabba's. But if you have something, and it's like this podcast, we don't get the most views, but we're a pretty entertaining show. Those that watch us seem to be loyal. We do a good cause over here that local sponsors like to be a part of. And that's what is McDonald's really a sponsor? No, we just throw their fucking logo.
We just put their name up.
Sued. Yeah,
just like this show is brought to you by a city on Mars.
There you go. But if let's put it this way: if you have a podcast and you threw up brought to you by Bolin's nonprofit charitable company, Bolin Services, well, if I don't like your program and I don't want to be associated with your program, I'm going to fucking sue you. Is what I would do. So, no, we cannot throw these people up unless they agree to be here. That's why Popeyes is gone. They're under new ownership, new management. They didn't want to do the deal that the other places had. I didn't want to take the deal they offered. So we parted ways. I'll find another sponsor or two before it's over with when I feel like looking for another one. And but you know what? I'm getting ready to have weight loss surgery anyway, and it's probably going to be 3 months before I can eat any real food anyway. So I'm not overly excited. I've got plenty of sponsors to go see right now.
So we'll have to find something that'll, if we can get AT&T Cable to sponsor you.
I tell you who I'd love to have as a sponsor is anyone that does protein shakes or pudding pops.
Or the place where you live. They could give you your rent in addition.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, good
luck.
So
the reason I asked that question is back in the days when we were doing Global, Max Andrews was the guy behind
not Headroom, but Max.
Not Headroom. Max Andrews. He was the guy that was in charge of all the syndication for the TV
Why am I
show.
blending into the background? I got on a red shirt.
I don't know. But they ran an angle where they had this mysterious figure called the Boss, and Mick Foley and Scott or Raven now. Raven, Mick Foley.
Scott's had a few names.
Rip Rogers was in that group. And somebody else was Mick Foley, Rick Rogers, Raven, and a fourth person. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they were the cartel, and there was this mysterious boss. Well, they ended up running. There was several ideas of who it was going to be. None of them panned out, but we ended up having Max Andrews be the filthy, dirty, rotten commissioner who was actually in charge of the cartel. And some of the show's sponsors got so upset that Max would be performing this kind of nefarious deeds that they actually had to abort the angle,
move to Colorado,
come on TV. They had to abort the angle and come on TV 3 weeks later saying Max was doing this all undercover as a way to expose the cartel. Made no sense at all. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. But it was because I think Snickers was one of our major sponsors, and they just freaked out. What you can't
give
be this
me an
kind
estimate, and we'll see what can be done in the future.
And then plus the talk on the show.
She's wanting to know what can be done about fixing her floors and curtains. I said, get me an estimate, and we'll just have to see what can be done in the future. And that's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
Based on tonight's interaction, it's going to be a little rough. Now, T-Maker did tell me that he come into a bit of a payday, and he's supposed to get finalized on that in 2 or 3 weeks. And he said he was going to make a nice donation to us here within the next couple of 3 weeks. So we appreciate that out of the T-Maker. Kenny Long. I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. So we still have Facebook up?
2 hours into the show, and finally
he shows up.
Hey,
after Ben Hamin's gone, he shows up.
The guest is gone, and you know, have you stopped asking for money yet, Kenny? Nope. Okay, talk to you later.
I have not.
Talk to you later. Let me get out of the control room. I'm actually playing a game right now, Hong Kong, called Road 96.
I didn't hear that much. Yeah, they were asking whatever happened to the wrestler Nikita. That was at OVW.
Nikita Khrushchev.
My dog was very angry here. Now I know why. Oh, her dog looks like he got bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Yeah. That ain't good.
At least you didn't get run over, I think. Send you pictures of that.
I could have done without that picture. She said, my dog's very angry. Now I see why. Oh, well. Filipinos love to share their pain.
They do.
So, yeah, I guess there's not really much for us to pick sports-wise this week, is there?
I mean, yeah, so we could
Cody, the Rumble,
Kevin. I guess Cody and Kevin, I think Cody's going to take that. Although I would love to see Kevin win that match. I would love to see Kevin actually interfere on Sami Zayn's behalf in the Rumble. Sami wins the Rumble, and then Sami does a heel turn on.
They're kind of teasing that. Now, whether they're going to go through with it or not, I don't know. But it sure looks like they're teasing Sami to go heel.
Yeah. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to be a heel, but it's working. So what the hell? Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So
it was like the guy the Solo. What's his name? The big bad tough guy.
Fatu, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, they were trying to make him the biggest heel in the company, and it did not work. They made him the biggest babyface in the company, and they didn't give two shits about Braun Strowman, which I've been telling people that for a long time. He might be big, but he is not that. I saw his entrance, and nobody gave a shit.
Well, he reminds me of the kind of guy that Vince would get all excited about. He's a big hulking man, and
big
other than being big, that's not really
what else has he got?
Set. Right.
What else has he got? But no, I heard his entrance, and he's not over with the crowd. And when they're yelling one more time, and they're trying to make him out to be this brutal fucking heel, getting suspended and all this shit, and when they're rooting for the babyface to get his ass stomped, that is not good.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Strowman is the Monster Among Monsters, Monster Among they try to give somebody a nickname, and if it doesn't catch on, they will drive it down your throat.
Well, what's his shirt say now? Big SOB or something like that?
Yeah, big old SOB. One big SOB, I think. That was another thing that started, Pat McAfee yelled it out.
Did you hear the promo that he cut on Michael Cole? I'm going back to the living room here. We haven't been in the living room in a while.
Yeah. Oh, Cole's
did you hear the promo he cut on him when he appeared in the Rumble? And was
yes,
he had all these. Oh my God, McAfee cracked me up on that. He ate Cole alive. Cole was dying hearing all this shit. We haven't had the living room on camera in a little bit. Now that we're out of the ground, Hamin, I guess, did take over the show. My people couldn't get through, so I guess he did take it over. What do you do?
All right, 2 hours plus, folks.
And yes, 2 hours and 15 minutes is what it was. For not much.
We won't be back.
We thank those of you that did. Oh, they're not going to see me till Tuesday. I can tell that already.
Yeah. So February 7th is did you say our 4th?
Hell yeah, she was.
February 4th is a Tuesday. So
February 4th is the day of my scope surgery.
That's a Tuesday.
I'm going to be in the hospital at 8:00. They said I will probably be under anesthesia till 1 or 2. And then my son also has a doctor's appointment that day, later in the afternoon. So we'll see how I'm feeling Tuesday.
That's a down the throat endoscope. Is what that is?
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's a down the throat scope. And it just depends how I handle anesthesia that day, I guess, and see how they said I'm going to be asleep probably at least 5 hours. Yeah. And so I shouldn't be all that tired. But then again, sometimes that anesthesia sleep is not the same as
it takes a while.
I would say the chances are pretty good. I'll have Bob set the show up, and worst case scenario, I'll pop in here long enough to give an update of how that day went. And if I feel up to it, we'll do a longer show. And if not, so I'll just have Bob set up that show. Bob, I'm sure, will come up with a meme with some fucking garden hose down my throat or something. I hope it's a garden hose. And do you ever watch Jimmy Kimmel?
Not normally.
I want you to try to watch the show from a couple of days ago when they sent Guillermo out for snake therapy, a snake massage.
Oh gosh.
They put that poor man through some shit that I'm
Just
amazed.
the idea of that
They put that poor man through some shit that I'm
Just the
amazed.
idea of that makes me shudder.
I had a pet boa constrictor when I was a kid, and I used to put him around my neck to keep people away from him, and I'd walk around downtown. I also used to have 2 pet rats that I'd put on my shoulders. And in the mid 90s, they were Christopher's pet rats, but if we put them on our shoulders, people wouldn't come near you. We'd go to the swimming pool and take our rats with us and get all the privacy you want. But that boa constrictor, he was about 7 feet long, and I put him around my neck when I was 10 years old and walk around LaGrange with him. Trust me, people of any color, any race, any creed did not want any of you if you had a 7-foot boa constrictor around your neck. So, but I don't know that I want to do what Guillermo did on Jimmy Kimmel the other. You can probably YouTube search it, and Guillermo gets snake therapy, snake massage. It's bound to come up, and that way it saves you from going through your.
I will definitely look
DVR to try, but oh my god! And the snakes get bigger the more that come. They start out with a little white one, easy enough, and he wasn't overly excited about that. I would love to have that hot tag. Randy's getting a little carried away here now. Yeah, I think he's wanted a trip to Cornette's hot tub. I have a headache. I'm always thinking about my dogs and have nothing to eat. There's no food either. I know what do. My son's still hot. Honey, didn't I just buy you 25 kilograms of rice recently? Yeah.
Yeah, but we fed that to the dogs.
PayPal, dear. I don't have Gcash. Okay. Yeah, Jamelia was needing some help. They picked a bad night to ask for it. I know that.
Everybody.
What's that?
Everybody needs help.
Everybody needs help. All righty. Well, I got to get about 4 paychecks in the bank before I can get back to doing what I used to do. Once we get 3 or 4 paychecks.
Oh yeah. We didn't really make that big announcement that your boss came crawling back to you,
crying and begging and pleading. I see why, because I saved him about $500 on one hotel, which is more than my weekly pay. And we've also got my clock is off kilter. I got it turned to where I can see it, not so much the fan during the show. But yeah, I'm back to work. But I think I announced that on a show you weren't on, that I'm back to work, and it's supposed to be a reduced schedule, but he dumped about 4 hotels on me today. I'm only supposed to do 3 a week, and I think I've done 5 this week, and of course there'll be more next week. So we'll see how it goes. But as a matter of fact, I wasn't even supposed to be fired.
Well, I understand that the hotels actually were the ones that were demanding that you could be brought back.
I mean, I'm starting to see why too, because every hotel I call is just thrilled that I'm back. So, but then again, here's the thing of the day. I was calling several of these hotels to book the hotels, and I'm trying to reach the hotel front desk or the hotel sales manager. On about 5 or 6 of these hotels, it goes to an 800 number. And if I see an 800 number, I never want to call it anyway. I want the local hotel at the desk talk to the people directly. These 800 numbers now, they're trying to hide that they're AI. Because some of them, it will be a recorded message. Mm-hmm. And please press this. But now they want you to think you're talking to a real person. Hello, this is Simon with, we'll say a Red Roof Inn. Hello, this is Simon with Red Roof Inn. How may I help you? Oh, yes, Simon. I would like to speak to the front desk. I don't have the ability to transfer you to the front desk, but may I text you the phone number to that location? Yes, Simon, please do that. So they text me the message. Okay, to make sure that I have this to the correct number, is your number, and it gives the number. Yeah, that is my number. Okay, the number I texted you is, and it's obvious it is a AI robot talking to me, but they want you to think it's a real person. I got 5 of them today, 3 females, a male, and then the other one I'm not sure, but they were AI for no fucking doubt, because then I started fucking with them. And they don't know how to respond because they're trying to preemptively assume what you're going to ask them and to what you're going to answer back. And the answers don't always add up. And then, but this is the great thing. It has fake callers in the background, because have you ever called these places and you hear call center. They have fake fucking callers with an AI guy to make you think, oh, this must be real. Listen to all the people in the background. All 5 of them had it. So whoever's creating this for hotels, all 5 of these AI generated fucking phone calls have fake robots in the background. It sounded, because if you didn't know any better, you say, oh yeah, they're in a call center. They have a robotic call center, an AI call center. And why they want you to think it's real, I don't know. All the AIs have a name. There was Maggie, there was Simon, there was Louise, there was Billy.
You should ask Maggie to transfer you to Simon.
Yeah, I want to talk to the other AI robot. Can you get me to her? She's sweet. She's pretty.
She's a better looking AI than you are, Simon.
You dumb fuck. She's not real. Oh, now you tell.
Now you're getting.
Now you're figuring it all out.
It's not Chat GPT. It's Chippy GPT.
Oh, I was laughing with the girl at the hotel there, and you have to call your 800 number to see what they put you through. And they're trying to take our jobs, darling. they're trying to take our fucking jobs and make us. And she wasn't the most personable person in the world. She was kind of your shy front desk girl in her 20s. But once I got her going on this AI shit, she finally loosened up and started laughing. And, oh, my God, I have to call this. Oh, this is, yeah, they're trying to take your job. There's no use for you if you call this 800 number. And then I told her about the call center noise in the background. And it was like, you got to be shitting me. No, they think we're stupid. They really do.
Yeah.
Because that would be the only reason to do it. They want you to think that robot is real, and they want you to think they're in a call center. You'll get one eventually if you ever call a hotel. All right, Bob, we've done all the harm here that we can do in this 2.5-hour broadcast for under $60. We did amazing. So I'll just do it right now until probably Tuesday night, unless I pop in with one of those noon reports. I said, good day. Good day.
And I said, I love you.